For thou art my rock and my fortress. Therefore, your name's sake, lead me and guide me, Abba Yahweh. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Pull me out of the net that they have laid privately for me, for thou art my strength. In your hand I commit my ruach, for thou hast redeemed me, O Yah, for Abba Yahweh of truth. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Told you, precious Abba Yahweh, if you have kept us through the week, you have brought us back to another Sabbaton, Abba Yahweh. For in the bed, Abba Yahweh, down on our knees, Abba Yahweh. We just say totally unto you, Abba Yahweh. This great Abba that keeps us from day to day. For in your bed, Abba Yahweh, as we will do continually, Abba Yahweh, as long as you breathe the breath of life in us, Abba Yahweh. We will lift you up this day, Abba Yahweh, as the nations sing unto you, Abba Yahweh. And we dance unto you, Abba Yahweh, and your nation, Abba Yahweh. Play the instruments unto you, Abba Yahweh. For giving you the honor that's due unto you, Abba Yahweh, on your Sabbaton, Abba Yahweh. Every day is beautiful, Abba Yahweh. But we told you for this beautiful day of this Sabbaton that you have baruched us with, Abba Yahweh. How can we not lift up this great King to have such a great harbor for his nation, Abba Yahweh? Abba Yahweh, that you handpicked to make us a special nation unto you, Abba Yahweh. By your own choosing, Abba Yahweh, have your way in the midst of this house, Abba Yahweh. Strengthen those, Abba Yahweh, this day, Abba Yahweh. Touch them in their bodies, Abba Yahweh, those that need a touch, Abba Yahweh. Oh, give them rejoicing today, Abba Yahweh. Oh, one more day, Abba Yahweh, that we can lift up our voices unto you, Abba Yahweh. Oh, hallelujah, hallelujah. Oh, Abba Yahweh, as the Malak speaks today, Abba Yahweh, as the words go forth, Abba Yahweh, out of this tabernacle, Abba Yahweh, oh, let his voice touch your nation today, Abba Yahweh. Oh, for you know, Abba Yahweh, of what we need, Abba Yahweh. Feed us today, Abba Yahweh, as he speaks the word of life, Abba Yahweh. Oh, to uplift, Abba Yahweh, this day, Abba Yahweh. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Let us stand to our feet, nation. Blow the trumpet in the mountain of Yahweh and Yahshua. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah, hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Precious Abba Yahweh, which is the high Shemayim. Kodesh is your mighty name. Your Melkut to come, your will be done in earth, Abba Yahweh, as it is in the high Shemayim. Give us this day our daily lesson. Forgive us, Abba Yahweh, of our debts, Abba Yahweh, and we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil, Abba Yahweh. For yours is the Melkut, the power and the honor, Abba Yahweh, forever, Abba Yahweh. So be it, Abba Yahweh. May it be fulfilled in the precious mighty name of Yahshua HaMashiach. Baruch Your Malak this day, Abba Yahweh. As he speaks to your nation, Abba Yahweh. The word of life, Abba Yahweh. Your deeper realm, your word, Abba Yahweh. To uplift, to tear down, Abba Yahweh. To bring us back, Abba Yahweh. To that straight and narrow way, Abba Yahweh. The direct, Abba Yahweh. That you have continued to your nation, Abba Yahweh. To go, Abba Yahweh. In the precious mighty name of Yahshua HaMashiach, I pray. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
Oh, hallelujah.
Bless you, Abba. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
For all of your ways are perfect, Yahweh. And your judgments, they are truth, and they are just, Abba. So we have entered into your bayit, into your courts with Todah and praise, that we may lift up your Kodesh name. Come on, YisraYah'ale. For Yahshua, he's the Lion of Yahudah.
Lion of the tribe of Yahudah.
Yahshua is
the bright and morning star. He's the Prince of Shalom. He's the King of Kings. He's the ruler of all rulers. Yahshua, oh Yahshua, oh Yahshua.
Come on, every voice.
Lion of the tribe of Yahudah. Yahshua is the bright and morning star. He's the Prince of Shalom. He's the King of Kings. He's the ruler of all rulers.
Oh, Yahshua, Yahshua.
Yahshua, oh
Holy name, we should be Yahshua. Yahshua.
Lamb of Yahweh.
He's the Lion, YisraYah.
Lion of the tribe of Yahudah. Yahshua is the bright and morning star. He's the Prince of Shalom. He's the
Come on,
King
YisraYah.
of Kings.
He said he leaves us with his shalom.
He's the ruler of all rulers.
Yahshua, Yahshua.
Yahshua, oh Yahshua, oh Yahshua, Lamb of Yahweh.
Yahshua.
Yahshua, oh Yahshua, oh Yahshua, Lamb of Yahweh.
Sing that one more time. Yahshua.
Yahshua, oh Yahshua,
Come on, lift up your name.
oh Yahshua, Lamb of Yahweh.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
Oh, yes, Yahshua. How precious is his name, YisraYah'ale. I have
I have everlasting love. I will build you up again. You will be revealed. Oh,
We're going to take up our tambourine.
so take up your tambourine and come up to dance. Children of Jerusalem, come let us go up to Zion and rejoice with blood and celebration. La 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 I have loved you with an everlasting love. I will build you up again. You will be redeemed. Oh, Virgin YisraYah'ale.
Come on, take up.
So take up your tambourines and come out to dance. Children of Jerusalem, come let us go up to Zion and rejoice with joy and celebration. La 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 la
Yahweh that builds YisraYah'ale. So may He add unto us today His shalom, His Torah, YisraYah'ale. For He is our shepherd. He leads us into His path of righteousness.
Shepherd, lead us in pastures
by his Torah, his word. We're fearfully and wonderfully made. So let us lift our voice and praise Yahweh with all of our nefesh.
Are we going to praise YisraYah? I will praise Yahweh, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are your words, and my lips knows my way. Come on, lift your voice. I will praise Yahweh, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are your words, and my lips knows my way. For God's precious.
Shalom. What a great, excellent privilege that Yah grants unto us to gather in His appointed time. And then He invites us where He's going to be gathered. He says, I know there's more than 2 or 3. You come in the power of my name, there shall I be also in the midst of these. So I do brakya for all of His excellence and His great blessings, and to be alive, as the old ones would say. He's granted me another day. Greetings to you, our friends that have joined us via the live stream, or whatever way that you will have the ability to listen to this broadcast at some later time. We still greet you all in YHWH's mighty name, because there is no other name to greet the nation in. I want to begin a teaching. This is a series continuing from the 2019, From Bondage to Freedom. It's time to head back to the land, YisraYah'ale. Promises unto Abraham, Yitzhak, and they were fulfilled in Yaakov. For out of his loins came a nation of people, whereby the promises, that is the Dabarim, the words spoken, fell upon them to produce the seed, the zerah of that words, was to produce a nation, one that was thoroughly furnished to do all the works asa, forming and fashioning all that Yahweh could command us to do, for one reason, that the nations of the earth would see the greatness of His power, the magnitude of His strength, and that we would be a berakaya. That is simply a gift unto the nations. And whatever nation that He has placed us or scattered us, we will be a tremendous blessing of riches unto them. That's what we were to be. That's why He brought us forth. And so we hear a nation of people, the thing that they talk about more than anything is the curse, the curses, the curse. But in Devarim, Yah gives us an instruction of command. These are the berakaya. These are the gifts. These are the physical blessings that I should bestow upon you, nation of YisraYah'ale. And so I pondered this thesis that's been taught today and years back. How do you qualify, quantify what is the blessing? What is your definitive of the word curse? And in what application are you using the words? How does it apply? How applicable it is to this nation? And what was Yah truly saying to us? I'm a student above all things. I'm not a scholar. I have no scholarship, but I know what this Torah speaks unto me. This is the only people that say that they are YisraYah'ale, and it takes no training to qualify one to be skillful. You cannot walk into a courtroom by its jurisprudence and defend yourself. But the way of Yah, everyone in 6 months, they have accumulated enough knowledge that they know everything. You cannot walk in the physician's office and tell him to administer a certain medication. You tell him what's wrong with you. When it comes to Yah and Torah, there is nothing that we don't know within 6 months. 1 year, we're certainly bona fide. When a man becomes a skilled mason, he can't build a house during that juvenile period. He has to learn. It's a process of learning. And every day he is learning, but this is the only walk whereby one can read Devarim 28 and knows the preciseness of every word. Yet there is no kind of comprehension or apprehension as to what one says. I'm going to break it down today. Down to the nitty-gritty, down to the minute term, because you're ignorant. You don't know. You don't know. You're repeating what you've heard, but you have not endeavored yourself to delve into the knowledge that qualifies you to speak from that terminology and the range in which it is spread abroad. In essence, you must know every singular word of its ability, what it expresses in that sentence. I said to my Yisrael the other day, I said, Imrafael, I said, how many words you think that there are in the English vernacular? She says to me, 30,000. I said, take another guess. She says to me, 300,000. I said, guess again. She says, tell me. I said to her, I don't forget things easily. There are 988,600, do you remember? 686 words that are simply known. But in the reality of a word, there are as many words as you can count. For instance, if one says 329 trillion, 619 billion, 522 million, 399,210, decimal 89. You can say that word and change decimal points and values every time it's a word. So as far as you can count, and the unknown of words, I want to lay this foundation first. And so the various weeks I have been studying one word, C-U-R-S-E, curse. I have searched the variations, the barometer of every kind of dictionary, from some of the most renowned, the Cambridge, to the Oxford, American College, Merriam-Webster, even to the Johnson Dictionary, the very first dictionary that was written in the language of the English vernacular. 1885. He was a man that had scholars, 4 scholars to assist him. Yet they will tell you that Merriam-Webster is the first dictionary, but it's not so. He had 4 students to help him. Mr. Johnson had scholars to assist him. Why am I laying this out to us? Because we're ignorant. We think we know and we have not searched the ramification of things, the words. Can you all hear me? And so as I search for the ramification of this one word, C-U-R-S-E, let me say this to us all. It has no formal meaning. It can be found nowhere in the language of what we call English. It has no meaning of origin. It has no origin of meaning of definitive. None. I will show us something. Just be quiet and listen to me. So through the arrows of research, it has no meaning. But Mr. Johnson, the very first dictionary, I have it here, he gave us a formal definitive of this. I want to read this for us, all right? I'll show you what he says. We're going to learn something today. You've never learned this in your life. You never heard it. This is the Samuel Johnson Dictionary. He says to curse, it is a Copian Saxon. That's what the word came from. You don't even know what the Saxon is. But he calls it a Copian. What is a Copian? Now you say that you have the ability to differentiate meanings and understanding. And it was a verb, not a noun or adjective or adverb. And then he says to willful, W-I-F-L-F, to do evil. There is a passion and a desire to do evil. And then he also, capital C-O, extricate. Who knows what extricate is? Don't worry, I got us covered. He says to extricate, to devote. Now that was from the scholarship of one of his assistants, Mr. Nola. To have mischief, to do things that are mischievous, do things you know that are wrong, and you perform them. To torment, now that was the definitive that came from the Pope or the Catholic Encyclopedia, because he used that in his speaking to many to give them him definitive of words. He says to curse is to imprecate. Who knows what to imprecate is? You see, this is the forensic of study. And to come to the conclusive end of a matter, that's what a lawyer does. He understands how to perform. That's what a surgeon does. And we think that we're lawyers and surgeons and we know everything. And we don't. We're ignorant. To imprecate, comma, period, to judge. Judges. He goes on to say, a malediction. Who understand what malediction is? You see how little we know? We try to talk as though we're experts. To perform willfully evil to another. That was the concept of the derision or the deriving of Mr. Dresden, one of his assistants. And also it is affliction, torment, and vexation. And that is the determination of Mr. Arlo. Mr. Arlo, as they cross different lands to define words. And then Mr. Johnson says, he spells it C-U-R. Under a cuff, it's to be hateful, to be defiant, And he used the inspiration of Shakespeare on that one. I use this in reference to what he said, because this is what Mr. Milton, one of his scholars, gave him. It is to be unholy. That is what curse defines. And it also, Mr. Pryor, it is vexation, troublesome, and agitation. That is what Mr. Pryor gave him. How can you define something out of an ignorance? You cannot. You cannot give application to a word unless you have researched it to the very etymology. And in my research of etymology, I find no origin of this word, but only from Torah. That's the only place. I asked her how many dictionaries or words in the English vernacular. I'm a student. So I searched the dictionaries of the world, and I looked at them. The dictionary of Bulgarian language has 120,000 words. Not too many. But then when I look at the dictionary, the English Merriam-Webster, the 3rd edition, it has 470,000 words. 400, nearly 500,000 words in that dictionary. When I look at the Danish, a little small nation like that, they have between 200,000 and 300,000 words. Now, is there a variation in definitives and meanings? Do they take from other determined resources and give definitive? Or do they put a slight definitive in there to say that we are the originators of that? They all do that. But Yah doesn't twist his words. He doesn't play. He doesn't twist one word at all. You would think that the Mandarin Chinese would have more words than anyone. But yet the Swedish, that little small nation, has 600,000 words in their vernacular. What are you explaining? I went beyond that. I began to search the variation of dictionaries in the world. You got dictionaries for everything. For medical, for science, for mathematician, for algebra, for calculus. There are hundreds of thousands of dictionary. My ignorance, I didn't know. And you didn't know either until I informed you. Okay? There are all kinds of dictionaries for the medical profession and all kinds of professions. There are dictionaries. There are all kinds of dictionaries and words that you will use in the IT profession that you will never use in the medical field. There are words in the medical field that do not associate with any kind of form in the field of a lawyer. None whatsoever. So there are multiple of thousands of dictionaries. So unless you have the ability to research and to grasp what it implies, then you're going to be like a fish with no head. You swim in water, you can't defend your theses because your definitive nature is of ignorance. I want to bring us, I got to lay this foundation. And then I'm going to show you what the Torah says, all right? You don't know these things because we're lazy. We haven't been trained in the way of Yah. I thought this morning when I saw the little ones, I said, Yah, please, you parents, train your babies in the ways of Yah. Don't let them defy the Shabbat. Don't you teach them to desecrate and to defy the Shabbat. Teach them the truth of Yah. Teach them how to honor Yah. Teach them that. And stay with them on that. Do not alter that for anything or anyone. Keep them in the way of truth. Hallelujah. I want you to look at the Dutch language. Their dictionary, approximately number of words, 400,000. Do you know how many people live in Dutch or Dutchland or Swedish? Not even 1 million people. That many words? Almost a word for every individual. In the Italian, there are 260,000 and more. Where is Chinese? And so I have researched certain of the tools that are available that we can come to a conclusion of this matter. I want to talk to you, don't sleep in Yah's house. Stamp it. Wake up. Stand up. But don't come here and do that. Stand up, but don't come here and sleep. I don't care who you are. I'm not sleeping. Do the regard unto Yah. Stand up if you have to. Just wake up in Yah's house. I want to read this. I went beyond that because I wanted to understand how many words are there in what we call the Old Covenant. There are 419,687 words. Listen. Of that, only 8,679 words are unique, that they are specific and special. They're different than the other 4,000 plus words. You understand? They are unique. They are unique in their expression. They are unique, only 8,679. Now, I'd rather deal with 8,679 words. I think that somewhere in the process of that, I could come to knowledge of what that is referring to, instead of trying to deal with 500,000 words. I can read 8,000 words in my lifetime. I can't do that with 400,000 words, 500,000 words. Do you understand the importance for us to understand? We are ignorant and we teach our own mind the stupidity of our self-driven will that is so ignorant. And that's what we do. We don't know nothing at all. Period. We love to sleep and eat. And that's us. Well, I go a little farther. Because the Academy of the Hebraic Language estimate that there are 45,000 words, in addition to 35,000 words composition in the school in the Hebrew book of Yah, for example, which total about 75 to 80,000. Listen, this is important. Words that are meaningful. Words that have distinct meaning, that have distinct properties in that word, that will open up the doors of all those other words, although they are not meaningless, but then it takes that distinct knowledge of that word to open up the knowledge of the composition of that sentence. Am I making sense? So there are unique words in the language of our forefathers that when they will hear that, they will understand the dynamics of the whole context of what was said to them. Does that make sense? It does to me. It does to me. It does. So you must understand the expression of the Hebraic language. I'm going to teach to us, but there are some things I want to show us. Hallelujah. You don't get understanding unless you search the annals of Torah. You don't get understanding by reading. It takes imunah, and you don't get that by reading. That's why the professor stands before the students, and what the professor does is open the avenue whereby that which you're reading and you're hasting to read, they know they overcrowd you and far as reading. Read chapter 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, that class I got 5 chapters, and the best you can do is speed and skim through those things. But he lets you know, if you listen attentive to me, you will understand what you read. And that's the most important thing. We don't know how to listen. We don't know how to shemach. We don't have the ability to hear what Yah speaks unto us. We cannot defy Yeshua. He gave gifts unto men. He gave gifts unto men. He did not give it of your own persuasion for you to determine, well, I will take my tithes and offering and give it to the poor. He did not give you that place. He gave us men to instruct us and guide us, and every principle of life has that, except an ignorant people that call themselves Hebrew Israelites. We go off on our tangents because I don't like the way he said that. It still makes you ignorant. You must prove all things by its preciseness of definition. And let me read this. You notice I didn't sing because I want all this time, I want to teach us. When I'm dead and gone, you can go back and he can reteach it. If you all achim. It's going to take more. I tell this all the time. It's going to take more than what I have for you all to make it through the wilderness if Yah removes me. That's why I say to the older men, you have to be sharper. Quit being silly and immature. I want to read this. These are resources that I have used. I'm not going to read all of this, but I have these for notes that anyone can utilize that to take this beyond what I will teach us today. Now, I looked at the origin of the word C-U-R-S-E. Has nothing to do with damn. Nothing. I want you all to understand. I went and I looked for a sure definitive of this word. And in the late Old English, it is spelled C-U-R-S, but it is enunciated cus, the same way. This is what it implies. A prayer that evil or harm will befall one. So that's a curse. If you pray, let me show you a quintessential curse. My mother would say to me, you ain't worth a damn. You no good, you sorry. You will never amount to anyone. What does that do in my psyche? How does that captivate me? How does that draw me under the agony of that? And I allow that to begin to dominate in my mind. My mother would say, I hate you, you are sorry, no good son of a. And those things, that is a quintessential curse. When a man says to his wife, I hate you, you're sorry. A wife says to her husband, I wish you were dead. Don't get hypocritical on me. You understand? Don't get hypocritical on me. You think there's some kind of juju dust that falls from the heavens? How do you qualify and quantify a curse? And how do you qualify and quantify the blessings of Yah? There's only one resource. It's what the book says. It's what the book says. And numbers are important to Yah because numbers are important to you. The children remind me, well, I'm close to 12. I'm almost 12. I passed 11. So the numbers speak with volume. You understand? It says to befall one of certain origins, of the origin or the etymology of the word, we don't know, they say. Perhaps the word derived from Old French cruise or curse. And it simply means to be angry. Yah says his anger that caused him to vent his frustration. So there is no origin of this word of his definitive. The only way you can define it is you must have scholarship or labor to understand every dynamics of that word in the Hebrew, the Torah, the language of our forefathers. Or it could have come from Latin, curse or curse. It means course. It has a connection, I can understand that, because of the Roman diocese. It has a connection with the cross, they says. It is unlikely. So you cannot associate that word with what we call the cross. People wearing cross, and I can understand because that has a connection with Latin. You understand? No singular. There is no word. There is no word in the Geromatic or the German language that you can equate with the word curse. There is no language in the German tongue or in the Romance or the Roman language or Celtic. And so Mr. Johnson presumed from the Saxon. You understand? So there is no word in those major languages, as we will call them, to give us some kind of indication as to what does the word curse implies. What does it mean? Is it some form of evil from Yah with some dust upon us all, and he cursed every last one of us? Then what are the first 14 verses for in Devarim? The quintessential curse my mother said to me, "You are sorry, no good son of a..." My mother said that to me. Now, if I allow that to consume my mind and to take the authority in my mind, that's why he gives us all the blessings and tell us, even in the 27th chapter, I will deal with these things. I will show us things you don't even know. Where does the definitive, when the origin of the word, no one can tell me, it says curses as a historical exclamation or act of trying to explain. The word only ventured in 1885. 1885, not this. They call it the curse of the administration or ministration. You all understand, your daughters, what that is. It is the mucus discharge from the daughters when they reach a certain age of maturity. That's what they call the curse. That's what they call the curse. Because of her agony, her pain, this is where it comes from. This is where it comes from. That's what it means. I want to read one more, and then I want to get into the depths of the teaching. I want to read the noun form and the verb form. Show you how the noun form differs than the verb. You understand? You all don't listen to these ignorant individuals. When a man is stupid, he talks stupid, I would tell him, shut your mouth. Show me. Show me. Tell me where you got it from. I don't give a damn who you are. This is what is expressed in the noun form, all right? Noun, person, place, I think, verb, an action word. It means this. The expression of a wish that is misfortune. I wish you die. I hate you. You make me sick. That's a misfortune. Evil, doom, etc. befall a person or a group, etc. Makes no difference. It is a formula or charm intending to cause misfortune to another. It is the act of reciting a certain formula. Die, you die, 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 die. Wives say that to husbands. Husbands say that to wives. Mothers say that to their sons. And I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, I hate I had you, I hate I had you. I should have had an abortion. Don't tell me they don't say that. I'm laying a foundation so you will not be ignorant. It's after reciting an oath. It is a profane, not what we call profanity. Profane and profanity is two different words. It is a profane oath, what we would call a curse word. You son, you, I hate you. I hate you. These are quintessential. You sorry, no good devil. That's wrong. It says you want to cause evil or misfortune. I hate I had you. I've been better off not having you as my child. Someone is troubled. You cause trouble. And in the slang term, it has the minister, period, ministration. You all know what that is. You daughters, you men that are married, you understand that. This is the deriving of the word, all right? Let me show you what it means in the verbal form, in the verb form. It has to have an object. So I have to say to her, I can't stand your presence. Oh, your wife. So it has to have an object to be a verb or to express a meaning. It has to have an object. It is when one said, I wish you fall in a ditch, fall dead. It's wishing an ill, an evil, a calamity to befall, injury or destruction upon one. I got you all covered. That's why you that think that you're real and you are a hypocrite, it's a curse. Because the word, I don't want to go that way, but I'll get there. Don't worry about it. You say something you know you don't mean it. You say something to someone you know you don't mean it. You're not cursing the one, you're cursing yourself. It is to blaspheme, to afflict with great evil, And then it says to excommunicate. Well, we know in many religions they excommunicate you because you are one of the accursed things. You cannot use the verb without an object. It has to be direct. It has to have intention. It has to be of purpose. As I said, my mother would say to me, I hate you. You bastard. She was talking directly to me. And so if I allowed those words to permeate in my mind, how is the curse applied? Is it some kind of juju dust fall from the heavens? Is it some kind of little sparkling that fall? Why did I give us definitive? You all listen to me. Why do you think I gave us definitive? Because I want to show us how confusing language is. I want to show us that, all right? How confused you determine the word to mean this. It doesn't mean that. And you apply your own definition, you are wrong. You can't define what it means. I want to show us something in the book, all right, and show us the results and why the language. 1 million words in one language, it's almost insulting. It's crazy. A physician cannot come to an IT profession without trade in the Pacific and talk to him in a legitimate language. That's what they call them languages. They call programming languages. And there are different kinds of languages to programming. Everything has a language, and they have a verbal and a noun expression to explain. So does Yah. You cannot master that from an ignorance of our unlearned manner. So someone teaches us that will inspire us to go beyond our inabilities, that we go beyond the depth of our inability to perform that. And it calls us to endeavor and study harder and study longer and endeavor to understand what the book says. And then you can conversate with that one that has taught you. Listen to this now. I want to show you what the problem. I'm not going to wait for you to turn. I will give you the verse, and I'm moving on. Because I have volume, I have 60, 65 pages. I have 15, 20 pages here today. I'm not going through all the information. I wanted to lay down a foundation by the scholarship of men of words, and now I will lay down the truth from Torah. Listen to this. Bereshit chapter 11, Genesis chapter 11, verse 1. There was one language, and we all know that. And because of the corruption of man, you see how language, as I showed you the words and just some of the formidable languages of the world, they all got different definitives of words. It says in Bereshit 11:1, and the whole eretz was of one sefer. The tongue was the same. It spoke the same thing. It performed the same thing. No was no. Yes was yes. Curse was curse. And all the words were the same. I would have dropped down to verse 6 of the same chapter. And Yah says, behold, this people is Echad. They're one. And that's what language does. It makes you one. You can perform the same functionary duties and carry out the same kind of function by the language, because everyone understands. Who in here speaks Mandarin Chinese? You don't speak it. He said they are one. And they all have, all one safa, the way of utterance, of speech, or performing. He says, and this they began to do. They began to create an insidious evil, did they not? They're going to build their own tower of Babel. They're going to uproot Yah. They're going to ascend into the heavens like their father Hashatan. And Yah says, and nothing. Do you get that? and nothing will be basar, nothing will be restrained. What does he mean? The laying of the bricks? What does basar mean? There will be no mysteries. There will be no secretive of darkness. There will be no unevil thing. What he is saying, those things that we think are inaccessible, because of that, they will be able to find. They will be able to find that which is beyond the heavens. You understand? I'll prove all things. That's why he used the word basar. There is no secret. You would just read, and nothing be will restrain, or there will be nothing preventative. He will not be able to. That's not what Yah means. He used the word basar. There will be no secret, no Illuminati or anything that will not be able for him to assess the secretiveness of the nature, and that which is beyond the veil of our eyesight, and that is which in the darkness. Am I making sense? That's why he did that. He said, from them, for they have zemah, they have imagined, they have devised, they have planned, they have set not for a day or two, they have set for time and time. And this thing they want to do, they're going to do it. Do you understand what Yah says? You understand the uniqueness of the words that Yah used. Then he says in the next verse, he says, go to. Let us go down there. And he says, confound Balel. That's what Babel is known, or the definitive is confusion. But that's not the origin of the words Babylon. I have searched, I have looked, I have searched the resources. It has no meaning at all. So this is associated with Babel because Yah says, I'm going to confound them. He said, let us go down and confound what? Their language. Let us go down and confound. Let us mingle the language. Let us mix the language. Let us twist the language, because in the English vernacular we have slang words. We have words that mean the same thing, but everyone doesn't know that it is a slang terminology. He said, let me go down and confound the language, the speak. So if I look at all of the dictionaries of the world, that is a confound speech and language with 500,000 words, with 300,000. I don't know how you can get to the direct point of a matter. Yah says, I'm going down, confound the language, to mix it, to mingle it, to make it stupefied, that they may not understand one another's speech. Now there are those that if granted was said, y'all guana down there. Well, there are those that will not understand what guana means. Y'all used to go and sat down. They don't know what sat is under its proper definitive. You understand? So Yah says, let us confound them and confuse the language. And so we're confused in our language, our inability to comprehend the value of language. And so we're people that are loquacious. We talk, and we don't even know what we're saying. And then you will be so verbose, so arrogant of a juvenile, of an immature. You want to argue with that. You're a jackass. You want to argue and defend something. And if I ask you, what does that word mean? Well, you know what it means. No, that's what I'm asking you. You don't come to me that way. So you try to select and pick those that you will try to run your game on. You can't run that on me. Not at all. Am I making sense to you all? I brought us to the elementary things to show us the word curse. We're cursed people. I'm not cursed. How do you know that one is blessed? Who can tell me that? You don't know. But I will tell you what the book says. You know, Evangelist Hartsfield taught me something. He said, son, do you call a Cadillac house and all that blessed? He said, faggots got that. Dogs got that. So what will be the constitution of our riches and blessings throughout the world? That we will be a blessing to nations. Tell me what that would be. Tell me you don't know. Hallelujah. Then it says in verse 9, I'm skipping. Therefore is the name of it called Bobil. Semicolon, because Yah did there confound the Sephah, the language, the speak, the utterance of how much? All the earth. You can talk with someone of your same language, of your same culture. You can talk to Hebrew on Hebrew, Israelite on Israel, and they don't even know what one another is saying. They get confused by each other's speech. They cannot determine, well, what do you mean by that? Well, what are you saying? And the problem among the nation is that all the men and women are so silly. It's a damnable shame. They want to be teachers when they ought to be taught. They always want to show you something, and when their lives represent the epitome of the truth of Yah, the way they walk. You can't just talk this talk. You got to walk that walk. You got to walk it. You can't talk it. It must be a life that is walked. You walk in this. This is your halakha. You travel the road. Your life express what you believe. Because Yah did confound, he's the one that confound or bolel. He mixed their language, confound the language of the whole earth. And from thence or from there did Yah scatter them. He scattered them abroad upon the face of all the earth. Can I show you what that implies? You can go to the Caribbeans. And the dialect of the phonetics of one from Jamaica is different than one of Barbados. It's different than one of the Haitians. The dialect of the tongue, the way the tongue has been trained to pronounce words. Instead of laying the tongue on the roof of your mouth, you pronounce words whereby you don't even put the tongue in the proper position. You understand? And so they're trying to, just like a child. You're trying to teach a child. So you got these sounds of words that one from Jamaica can understand from Barbados. What he is saying. One from Barbados can understand one from Trinidad. Because they talk gurgly from their throats. They've been taught that way. They have not been taught to talk from the diaphragm. They have not been taught that. I don't care what language you go to, what part of the world. I don't care. They're Germans. The language of German, it's a very gutturally language. It is a very throaty language. It's a gutter language. It is. And there are those that have been trained in their expertise because they got to be diplomats. And so they learn how to enunciate and speak properly of whatever nation. And they've been taught all their lives to speak from the gutturally. It doesn't take the full dynamics of one's diaphragm. When the words are spoken properly, they resonate. He confounded all the languages. He scattered them. And then you got dialects, forms of languages. You go out and go over yonder ways, and y'all come and y'all say, what's that? You go south of here, what they call the Gullick. It's a form of what they would speak in the islands of the Caribbeans. But it's even more, they have a gutturally pitch to their language. And that's just a fact, nation. It's a fact. So you can't differentiate what they're saying and the words. You have to listen very closely to understand what they're saying. So then you got the little dialects and all forms of language where there's no interaction. So in my language, the word curse means this. Well, my friend, I'm of the dramatic tribe, and what does the word curse mean? To profane, to profane. Well, my friend, I'm an Italian, and I stand right before the Pope, and the Pope knows everything. And so the words, when you say the word curse, you say that Jesus Christ he's an unholy thing. So you get the variations of meanings. You must go back to the resources. You must go back to the resources. unless you are able to lay out your lexicon and to dig, and those are men of scholarship, they know more than you know. It is so stupid we think we know what everyone knows. We have an understanding like everyone. That's crazy. It is so stupid. It is stupid beyond stupidity. Hallelujah. And so that's what Yah did, confound the language of the earth, and then he scattered them all. Now I want to read this quickly in Dibari. I want to read this. We began here. I'm going to deal with everything as far as the curses set forth in the Torah. I'm going to deal with them all. Let me go here first. I want to show us something. It takes someone that is consumed with understanding the purity of Yah's words. Let's go to Bereshit. When the word curse is used the first time, okay? Genesis chapter 12 and verse 2. Let's go there, all right? No, that's not where I want to go. Let me, that's a different thing. That's not where I want to go. I want to go to, no, let's go back to Devarim. I want to show you something here. This is what I want to show you. Hallelujah. Here in Devarim, Deuteronomy chapter 11, verse 26. I want to first of all establish the blessings and the curse, all right? It says in Deuteronomy 11:26, Yah says unto us, behold, listen now. He said, I want you all to hear me. I set, I Nathan, I present unto your gift before you this day. He says a berakaya. What is a berakaya? It is a present that he present unto us. It is a gift that he grants unto us. I set before you a blessing and a, listen at the word he used. He used the word kilala. I set before you a blessing and a kilala, that is whereby if you go beyond the blessing, you will become vilified. You will not be greeted with the same kind of expectation. It is an extrication. As I said to us, what does the word extrication mean? It is something that is defiled. It is something that you detest. It is something that you hate. Can I ask you a question, all of us? Have you ever said anything to you that you hate this about you? I hear people, I hate the way I look. I hate this. I hate this. It is just that. It is something that is to be detested. It is to be utterly destroyed. It is abhorrible. It is an abomination. So you've never said that about you. You've never said, I hate this. I hate I did that. I hate that. I hate you. I hate that. You never said that? Let's get real. Let's get real. Let's get real now. That's why we don't know nothing. Because we think we know everything. And when a man knows everything, you can't teach him nothing. I'm not trying to teach a fool anything. I want us to understand. You'll understand as I continue this process, all right? Now this is what Yah says to them. I set before you the both. Verse 27, he says, a blessing if you obey the mitzvot of YHWH. Can I ask you a question? All I've heard for the last 15 years about it all is you are a cursed nation. You are a cursed people. You are cursed. I never hear them that these are the ones that are keeping the mitzvot of Yah. What denotes their blessing? So if they're doing right by Yah, keeping the commands, keeping the statutes of Yah, what denotes their blessing? They're living just like the man that is cursed next door to him, and the same old raggedy place. They're in the cities, oppressed and pressed out. What is the difference? I will read that again. Yah said, I set before you, nation of YisraYah'ale. I set before you blessings, the berakaya. I set before you the enrichings of Yah, my personal gifts that I will present unto you. And I set before you the kilala. whereby you're going to be eviscerated, you're going to be spoken of, evil and all of that. You live in a city in an apartment building, one that says that I keep the Torah, I keep the Shabbat, you wear your sikhs, and yet you live next door to me. That is a defiled thing. What differentiates you from me in your blessings when we're paying the same rent, we're having the same struggles, we're working on the same job? Now, you can't be blessed and cursed. You can't be blessed and cursed. You cannot be blessed and cursed. Now, what's the difference? What qualifies your blessings and what quantifies his curse? Do you understand that? Yeah, those that said the Hebrews. I'm blessed. At least the Baptists would say I'm blessed more than blessed. You keep the Torah, you say. You keep the Torah, you keep the statutes, the judgments, the commands of Yah, you wear your seats, you got your tassels on, you're living next door to a man that damns your ways. Same skin hue, same color. Matter of fact, he doesn't get Section 8, he gets nothing. You say you're a Hebrew Israelite, you're getting Section 8 and food stamps. Either Yah's a liar or you're not what you say you are. We're going to prove all things. So what quantify, what qualify your blessing? Isn't that what Yah says? Did he say in verse 27, a blessing if you obey the mitzvot of Yah your Abba? Did he not say that? You will be blessed if you obey the mitzvot of Yah your Abba. So here's a man living in New York City. Next door to him is a man of the same hill that he identifies as his brother and a Hebrew Israelite. This man doesn't keep nothing. You're keeping everything and you're struggling like him. Which one is blessed? Let me state that another way. You're living in a complex. You say you're Hebrew Israelite. You're wearing your seats and all of that. Your dress, you don't mix, Yah says don't mix wool with linen. You don't mix nothing. You eat quote, clean and kosher, but yet you buy your food from the same place, the man next door. But the man next door, he got a Cadillac, he got a Mercedes-Benz, he's not selling no dope. He wears the nice tailor-made suits and all of that. His bills are paid on time. What accents you from him when Yah says if you obey, there's a blessing? If Yah says if you obey a blessing, if you obey the mitzvot of Yah, your Abba, which I command you this day. And there's a semicolon there. So what is the difference? This man doesn't give a damn about no one. He doesn't wear the seats. He doesn't wear the pilastri. He has no head covering. So how do I determine whether I'm cursed or blessed? You called him cursed, but yet you are blessed. What is your blessing? How do you determine that? Who knows? I don't want to get ahead of myself. I'm showing us the ignorant of this generation. I'm showing you how stupid they is. Then Yah says in verse 8, he says, and a kilala, a curse, which is a kala, you will become of little of no account. The man next door now of you, everybody greets him because they're driving the same kinds of vehicles. You're catching the bus. You got your son on the couch and everything. This man next door to you got his son living next door on his own. Now, which one is a blessing and which one is a curse? You keeping the laws, your sons, your daughters are keeping the Shabbat and the Moedim. Which one? How do I determine by the physicality which one is blessed and it was cursed? We got to know that. We have to know, nation. He said, if you will not obey the mitzvot of Yah, your Abba, and turn aside out of the way, which I commanded you this day, you can't go after God. Well, the Hebrew Israelite living next door to you, he go to his pagan Christian whorehouse on Sunday. You're quiet and you rest and you keep the Shabbat with pristine observation. You don't even turn on your electricity in your house. You don't even use the restroom. Yet the Christian boy gets up on Sunday. You're living next door to him now. You're living right with him. You're living next door to each other, all right? You're struggling to pay your rent as the song says, and your light bill is due. It is so stupid. People declare that I'm a Hebrew Israelite, and I keep the commandments of Yah. That's why we're cursed. But buddy, if you're blessed, I don't want your blessing. That's why we're cursed. And you sleeping on your mama's couch? I was a sinner and I got out of my mother's house. I went hungry, but I got out of her house. You sleeping on your mama's couch, eating your mama's food, and you're telling her she needs to get right, and she's cursed. Look like you cursed, buddy. You're renting a rat hole room, and you're telling someone you're blessed. You are a filthy, dirty, ignorant liar. You're not going to like me, but that's all right. How do I differentiate between the blessed and the cursed? Yah says you're blessed if you keep my commandments. Is that what he says? So if you keeping his commandments to the statutes, you're very observant. Your house is that way. So you're cursed because your hue of my skin, we're the same. And the curse, that's not what he said. That's why he laid it out in 14 verses. And these stupid fools, my mother would say, you're no good son of a. And I would find myself a place and I would cry. My strength was that I'm not going to be like that. I'm going to make her happy and proud of me one day. You understand? So I did not let those cursed words to diminish me, to throw me away. And then she will come back with the same breath. You know, I love you, baby. I love you. Well, that was certify me as a son. I know it's stupid, but that's what it was doing. And so we read what Yah says in the curses. Even those that know and say they know. And then although they've sinned, show me one that did not break the law of the Torah of Yah. In all of their observation, show me the Levite. Why was there a washing and a cleansing and an offering? This is how stupid this world is. It is a self-righteous world. How do you differentiate the curse from the blessing? Show me. I want to know. You can't say you're blessed. You're living in New York City and Bronx. And all around you are folks that don't wear six-six. You got to go out and catch the bus like them. You don't even have a car, my friend. You own Section 8 just like them. And you say you're blessed? I keep the Torah, I keep the law, the statutes, the command of Yah. Oh, they would tell you that. You're living next door to an unclean thing. You call him brother, sister, and they ain't struggling at all. Yeah, they ain't not struggling, and you're struggling. It's because of the curse, then Yah is a liar. Because he said the blessings, I set before you not just curses. I set before you the Berekah. I set before you gifts and presents. And I set before you that which will vilify you and make you look stupid. It will give you no inspiration. You will have no drive. You will not be willing. You have no love toward me. There's no driven motive in you. You got to have a driven desire to keep the commandments of Yah and to do what Yah commands you. And from that it excites you and makes you enjoyable. He said before us both. He said, first of all, blessings. Something's already set before you. It's pretty difficult to take your eyes off that to that. Yes, it is. The first impression is always the everlasting impression. He says in verse 7 again, he said, I said before you a blessing if you obey. There's a blessing. And then he says in verse 28, a curse if you defy what I say. Isn't that what he says? He said, a curse if you will not obey the mitzvahs of Yah, and you turn aside out of the way, out of the derek, which I command you this day, and you go after your God, the God of your belly, the God of your thought, the God of your lies, and the God of your cursed family. That's what he says, nation. I'm going to break it all down to us, all right? There'll be those that will put a thumb down that will hate me because of this. Because they're so set in their evil ways. That was a term that they were using in my home. That boy set in his ways. So if They could understand that when something is set, it's unmovable. Yah says, I set blessings before you, and I set curses. And the only thing, he didn't use the word curses, he used the word kilala. I set before you a curse. I set before you that which will, you will talk to each other in a kind of way. You stupid son of a, come on, get real with me. My mother will call me that, you tell me that they're not making an impact in my mind. I hate you. Come on, I don't hate my mother. Well, she did me wrong because she did that. She was ignorant. You sit in your mama's house and you're keeping the law, the statutes, and the commands of Yah. You're eating your mama's bread and you're giving her hell because she's wearing pants. Grow up, little boy. She's cursed, but you're blessed. It looks like to me she's blessed because you're in your mama's house, boy. And Yah said, I want to establish those of this petition. He says, when you go, in verse 29, and it shall come to pass when Yah your Abba has brought or bore, he has caused you to come into the land which you go to possess, or Yarash, the land which you should take possession of. He said that you shall, he said, I want you to put the blessings on Mount Gerizim in the highest of places. So you can look up. You understand? That's why you got to put the blessings of Yah here. What are they? I'll get to that. He said, and on the Mount Ebal, I want you to put the curses on Ebal, the mountain that is stone and bare mountain. You don't even visit that. And that's all they propagate today. You curse, you curse. Well, let me ask you this. So we as a nation of the people of YisraYah'ale, when are they going to enjoy the blessing? When they get in the kingdom? You are silly as cat's dung. You're so stupid. He didn't say that these would be the kingdom blessing or when it's all over with. He said, I'm saying this before you here. You're going to be a great blessing to the nation. You're going to go out and show the nations the true and the living Abba. We are cursed. You are cursed. Hallelujah. Will you believe the Torah before you believe me? Will you believe the simplicity of it? If I read it, I'm going to read it and I'll tell you where it's at. Write it down when I finish. I want to make a comparison between the curse and the blessing, or the blessing of Yah. It says this, wisdom says this, the Berakah, the blessing of Yah. The blessing of Yah. It makes rich and add no sorrow. See, that's the Berakah. I ain't not sorry about nothing. Got some pain here. I don't know what I did yesterday. I'm working in them strawberries for my babies. We're going to have plump sweet. He's going to take care of them. If they're not plump and sweet, he's in trouble. But that is what the Berakah of Yah does. You say that you're a Hebrew Israelite. You're sleeping on your mama's couch. You tell your mama she's cursed. She goes out and work every day. You play video games all day. You don't even have a decent job. You're eating your mama's bread. You are sorrowful. You can't even do nothing. No friends or nothing. This is what the blessing of Yah does. The blessing. When one is blessed of Yah, it makes them Esha. They're rich with the completeness of Yah's happiness. And so when they see YisraYah'ale, they sing and dance, and they bless one another. We must understand the foundation first. You can't understand that other stuff, and you want to go right to the other things, and you don't even have no foundation in you. That's why you talk stupid and say things that are stupid to present that you know something. You don't know nothing. Can I read that again? The blessing of Yah. It makes one Esha. They're happy, they're complete. You can't be happy on your mama's couch, Hebrew Israelite. You can't be happy on your mama's couch when she got a lock on the refrigerator to keep you from eating up everything. You can't be happy on your mama's couch where you got to pay priest dues and every kind of due, and there is nothing. Mama kick you out where you're going. Let's get real. Let's lay it down. What you call mama curse, she's not keeping the Torah and the laws of Yah, and you're blessed. Well, this happened because the curse is on us. It's on you, fool. That's why you convince yourself that. I'm convinced of what Yah says in the first 14 verses. Ain't nothing to but do what I fail, but get up and wash your nasty self off. That's what administration of a woman. She cleans herself up and she feels better. That's all you got to do. That's why he used, or that was used in the process of being a curse. Get your dirty stuff up, brush your teeth. When you take a bath, there's nothing to make you feel better like taking a bath. Clean yourself up. You lying devils. You giving mama hell. She's taking care of you, devil. Lying dog. That's what the blessing does. That's found in the Proverbs. Mishlei 10:22. I'm moving on. I want to give us an account. That's Proverbs 10:22. This is when the Queen of Sheba. When you see the word Berakah of the blessings of Yah, the most important implication of that, it is prosperity. Well, what the Baptists call prosperity, that's not prosperity. Such a God in Christ. But that's what the word Berakah means, the blessing. It gives us a strong implication that one is prosperous. And so to understand how one is prosperous from Berakah, I'm going to take you to this. I'll tell you when I finish, all right? It says this in the book of 1 Kings. Just remember that. I want you all to hear me instead of read. He says, when the Queen of Sheba, when she went to see Shlomo, she says, how be it? I believe not the words. They told me of your excellent, your prosperity, the Berakah. She said, I didn't believe it. I heard it, but it was too hard to believe. I don't believe that. I can't buy that. That's what she said. But look what she said. Until I came. And then she paused there because there's a comma. Undoubtedly, the Ruach said, put a pause there. She paused. She said, my eyes had not seen it. I didn't believe what they said, but I see it and I believe it. If my eye had not been open, I had not seen it. And behold, the half was not told to me. She says, ma. She said, they told me, but it was so defined and so beautiful. What are you saying? Let me move back a little bit. Those that keeping the commands, the Torah of Yah, the blessing, the Berakah, the prosperity, it doesn't add sorrow to us. It makes us rich. I feel rich to get up in the morning, to go to the garden. And I feel rich for him to go and make some dollars. I feel rich for him to go and be faithful. I feel blessed for him to go and that he stands by one another. I feel rich. I add my penny's worth. He adds his penny worth. You add your penny worth faithfully. And he adds his penny. And you add your penny. Well, we got a nickel there. You can do more with a nickel than with a penny. In my days, you could buy 10 2-for-penny cookies. A penny, you got 2. You understand? She said, what I see, it couldn't be expressed by them. We the people of Yah, we his nation. And you tell me in his nation, nobody keeps the commandments of Yah? Hebrews, you all keep it all the time. The story should be told of you. I went among them the way they live.
They bought that block down there and they all lived together. And man, the food was so tough and so excellent. And man went in the dining hall, didn't have to buy a dime, didn't have to spend a nickel. They had lamb's meat and goat's meat. They had their own cattle because they got a 1,000-acre farm down south. They had bread that they make on their land. You tell me who's blessed. Well, I live in a city, so does the Hasidic Jews, and so those fake Jews you call them, you say you're the Jews, they're fake Jews, but hell, they got their own bakery, they got farms, and they buy what they call their kosher food, and you sleeping on your mama's couch, and say they're false, and they don't have no blessing. Then tell me your blessing. You're miserable on your mama's couch. Mama still like pork chop. And she gonna fry her pork chop. And you living on her couch and eating her biscuits and eating her bread. This is the stupidity of this world. You say that you're a Hebrew Israelite, and that but you don't have the resolve to make it from day to day. You're a Hebrew Israelite, there are three of y'all, and you all can't collectively get together. We're going to work, we're going to hustle, we're going to bring it out. No, no, no. Putting it all right here. You take this, you buy your bus pass. I got mine. We're going to save some money. We're going to get us a place. This is the stupidity. But they say they're blessed. They say they're Hebrew Israelites, right? You notice the term I'm using, Hebrew Israelite. They are not the YisraYah'ale of Yah. Well, we're cursed. What are you then? Now, Yah cannot lie. There's no duplicity in Yah. He cannot say, I said the blessings if you obey me, and you're cursed if you don't obey me. Now, you're obeying him, Hebrew Israelites. You are the ones that on every street corner in America, you all are the ones that obeying him. You are the ones that obeying him, all right? Now, somewhere there's got to be a demarcation between you and me. I'm cursed. Your mom is cursed. Your sister, she's still wearing pants and eating pork chop and shrimp and all that, and she looks better than you. Her physicality is better than yours. You look like a greasy pig, man. At least your other brother, he eating pork chop, but he doesn't look like you. You're going to hate me. I will, my friend. I'm going to break these lies down. It can't be that you're keeping the commandments and you're cursed. It cannot be you're keeping the commandments and the laws of Yah, and you're cursed. I'm not keeping them, so you expect me to be cursed. I'm not struggling like you. I'm happy. I got joy in my life. I got the riches of Yah. Don't worry, I'm going to break down to you. Listen, I can't preach this and teach this in 2 sessions. I would have to teach this all this year and next year. But I want to get us the foundation of truth, that you can get that nasty dung out of your mind and that mess out of your stinking gut. Your breath stinks like man. Your mouth is rotten with every kind of rotten disease. You're putrefied looking. You're unhealthy. We're going to get it right, all right? Can I go, Father? All right. I want you Hebrews to write me, and I don't take it off, my friend. I leave it up there. Call me everything but a child of Yah. That's all right. He says, hallelujah. She says that I have, and behold, have was told to me. This what she says here, listen. She says, your wisdom and your prosperity. Is that what it says? I'll tell you. It's in 1 Kings 10:7, all right? 1 Kings 10:7. She says, and your prosperity. That's why when you see each other in the morning, you may say, Buka Tav, Buka Tav, Buka Tav. That means the prosperity. Tav implies that Yah's prosperity, his pleasantry, you're well agreeable, you're well balanced. When you say that, even good morning, that's what you're saying, I'm well balanced. When you don't respond properly, it shows you're not well balanced. And when you say that to one, you are the benefactor of it, not the one you're saying it to, because to you it's an excellent morning. To you, you feel well. To you, you're stable. And above all, that does mean it's morally right to do it. She said, your wisdom, your chukmah, and your prosperity, what she says, exceeds the fame which I heard. Does it say that? Yes. She said, you're so rich, I've heard about you, but they didn't tell it right. I ask you, my friends, Hebrew Israelites, where's your fame and your prosperity and your riches? You're keeping the commands of Yah. You're keeping the Torah of Yah. You're keeping judgment. You're keeping statutes, the pikuds. You're keeping all that Yah commands. And some will even in their sly way sacrifice even goats and lamb doing Pesach. They do it in a sneaky way. They do that in some of these cities. In the Baltimore, the New York. I know what I'm saying. They do those kinds of things. And yet they still call on their Jesus, this violent, reprehensible, reproachable lie of hell, and yet they are keeping the commands. Now you can't be cursed and blessed. Yah cannot lie because everything he says is the truth, and it must bear up to his word. You understand? It must bear up with his word. So how can you, living next door to a man that's a violent, reprehensible thing against Yah, you keep all the commands? He drives a car and you walk to work. You work at the 5 and dime, nothing wrong with that man. No different than him. I don't belittle no man if he works. Look at what his job is. But I'm saying you will repudiate him. You'll repudiate your mom and your father because they're not doing what you're doing. And yet you're not. What is the blessings of Yah in Devarim 1 through 14? Tell me the blessings of Yah. Then somewhere, how will we be recognized as the people of Yah if there is no blessing of the riches of Yah? Well, we're recognized called we're cursed. You are so silly and stupid. Let me bring it home, even a little closer. Hallelujah. I want to show you and read the gift of Yah. That's what we're dealing with, the prosperity. This is what Shlomo says. Listen, because I want to move. And also that every man, this is the gift, it's a blessing of Yah. See, this is the blessing, that every man should eat, and he shall drink, and enjoy the beauty of the Tav, the pleasantry, the well-balance, the welfare of all of his amal, his labor, the way he worked. Why? It is a gift of Yah. That's in Kohetes, Ecclesiastes 3:13. Don't you know for you to work out there is a blessing? Don't you know to have a job is a blessing? Don't you know to be able to work out there? I don't care how I feel, I'm going to work. He says, and also that every man should eat and drink. I love to eat. I love to drink. And enjoy the Tav. When he sat back at night, he know he's been honest and labored honestly. The amal. Comma there. It is a gift of Yah. It's a gift of Yah. That is a gift of Yah. That's what the Berachaya is. It is a gift. You see, so how can you, my friend, you say you're Hebrew Israelite? Your mother is a heathen. Your mother is a heathen. And yet you don't even have a job. You don't enjoy the blessing of the work that you have. You can't even eat. You can't eat unless your mama feeds you. You can't even sleep because you're sleeping on mama's couch. It is a gift of Yah. See, we don't call that a gift of Yah. That's why I ask us, what are the gifts of Yah? So we think, oh, Lord, the blessing is a big fat house. Well, then we're in trouble. The people of our hue in this nation that look like me and you, they have legally the access of wealth that is beyond exceptional. They will be the 13th largest nation in the world. They will be a part of the G7 since they kicked Russia out. So they will have to make it a G13. They will be the 13th largest nation. The wealth just from the people here consume all the wealth of what the islands produce. I don't care, Trinidad, Tobago, they don't have nothing compared to the wealth of just the people of your hue in this nation here. That doesn't seem like one is poor to me. nice leather shoes. Huh? Listen to me now. I want you all to hear me. Only if you understand this, you can understand the deeper depths of what I'm going to teach us, all right? So Yah says for you to eat and drink. That's a gift of Yah to enjoy your labor. Can I show you another one? You believe it? Because I want to deal with that. What are the blessings? The berachaya. By implication, it is prosperity. What is prosperity? It is a gift. Let me read this quickly then. This is what Shaul says. Listen. In Ephesians. He says, Father, he says to us, you haven't done anything to earn it. I want you all to hear me. I'm not worried about your reading. You write it down. If you're that kind of readers, when you go home, you do the study and prove me wrong, all right? But Shaul says, by the free unmerited love, we've done nothing to earn the love and the favor of Yah. By that free unmerited favor, you are sozo. That's Greek. Sozo, I got it here. It is to make whole. It is to heal. It is to save. And I'm going to bring that one word out in the process of this teaching. He says, by the free unmerited, you've done nothing. That this is the Brit Hadassah. You've done nothing. You've been hard-headed. You've been wicked. When the nation was in the land of Misraim, they owned Goshen. They had their stores and their shops, and they were rich, and they had much. It was only when the Pharaoh died that those of Misraim say, hold up, this ain't right here. Nah. They got stores and all that, just like Black Wall Street, and those people helped everybody around them. They helped white, they helped Indians, they had money, they had wealth, and when the poor whites began to see that, they burned the place down, they killed the people, they destroyed what was known as Black Wall Street. You think you got something because you're so damn silly, you're stupid. That's just silly. You think you know a history of that? You can't even tell me the history of it. That's how stupid. All you know is just that. Boasting your ignorance. I hate that with individuals. Stop your childlike ways. I don't give a damn if you don't like me. Look what he says. We've done nothing. This is what YHWH, he left the foundation stone for us to understand. He said, by the free unmerited love and favor are you delivered. You've sinned, you've fallen short, come short of Yah's honor and prestige. Well, I keep the commandments, the statutes of Yah. You're blessed, right? You should be blessed. You do that, live in a damn rat hole. You say you're blessed of Yah, you're Hebrew Israelite, and you're begging. That we said, I've been young and old, but I've never seen the Sadiq forsaken or his seed out begging bread. Our babies are not going to beg nobody for bread. You folks don't know you listen to here. And you that are sitting here, you don't realize the kind of man I am, because I will cheer you on. You don't know me. We done nothing. We are sozo. We are made whole, we are healed, and we are saved. The same how? Through imuna, through pistis. Same as imuna. Pistis is faith or imuna. That's how we believe Yah. How you going to offer? You got to keep the whole command of the Torah. You got to bring the offerings, the sacrifices, and all. We by imunah, we believe Yah, we trust Yah, we're inspired by the book. And so if one is delivered, so you're whole. You're complete. You're strong. You're made whole, you're healed. So you can't get by that with me, all right? Listen, through faith, and that is not of yourself. Now listen now, I'm so glad of this gift right here. It is the duron. It is the present. It is the gift. It is the offering of expressing honor. Y'all give us gifts because He's expressing that I honor you. You see how simple that is? How can you say Yah is honoring you, man? Woman, you're Hebrew Israelite. You're sleeping in the old back bedroom. It's cold during the winter. And mama ain't letting you burn over air conditioner to stay warm in the summertime. She got bills to pay. And you call your mother heathen? My mother did me wrong. She said things to me that would cause anyone to be taken under the crush of that. But I knew as a young lad, I knew my mother, her agony, her pains. I didn't take that. I didn't take it to heart, son. You understand? I didn't say I hate you all. I've never talked to my mother that way. I've never talked to her that way. I've never done that. And didn't have no daddy either. I've never done that. So this is a gift of Yah. You keeping the commandments, Hebrew Israelites. You're blessed. Who's the cursed one? I want to find, I'm trying to draw the demarcation that I know that these people are cursed. They're cursed because they don't keep the commandments. They're cursed because they don't do what Yah says. Yes. You're doing what Yah says. You're keeping what Yah says. Yes. Where are the blessings? Where are the gifts from Yah? How is He honoring you? You honor yourself among each other and talk the same old talk. You sit there and get drunk and you're drinking your wine and your whiskeys and your liquors and you're getting drunk. I want your Hebrews to raise hell with me. That's why I'm talking like this. I want you to come at me. I'm not done yet. Hallelujah. Is that a gift of Yah that was found in Ephesians Yah chapter 2 verse 8? Ephesians 2 verse 8. Daughters, can I tell you all something? Will you love me if I tell you? This is what Yah says. He made you as an Ezra to man. Something that is so special, there's nothing like you. He made you so special, you can put strength in your man. You can make him a strong man. You can curse him and put a curse upon him. But this is what the Nobi, the prophet Sirach says. He says a silent wife. She is a notan. She is a gift. She is something that Yah bestows. She is something that Yah grants. She is a gift of Yah. Do you all hear that, women? You better learn how to be quiet. You ain't going to talk back to me. Silent wife is a gift from Yah. Do you all hear that? You land on your mama's couch. You say you got 3 wives. Oh, you silly little boy. A beautiful silent wife. She's a gift. She's a gift from Yah. You know, in the old days as a young boy, I could see, and I could see things. I would watch things. Old man come to granny's house. The women, they would get together and talk. They were kind of quiet, unless she was a floozy of a one. But they'd get together out of the distance of the earshot of the men. They would get together. They would congregate together. That was just the law of that time. And then there were places you go, you could see the one that everybody knew. She was Miss Hoochie Cool. She was loud, brazen. But a silent wife, you wives, she's a gift from Yah. A silent wife is a gift of Yah. You don't even have a wife. You keep the commandments and all of that. If you're doing all that, then Yah will give you. That's one of the most precious gifts a man can have. It's a beautiful silent wife. That's why women, you make yourself wives. You don't think about some kind of improprieties for your physical body. You want to have a sensation. That's not marriage. You silly thing. That's not marriage. I've gone too long. So what? He went 33 years. Have you gone that long? Stop it, you silly woman. I'm not taking nothing back. You're silly and immature. But a silent wife, you hear that? Why am I making all these things show you how they tie in? You just can't say I'm cursed and not show me the dynamics of that, how Torah speaks to that. See, all this, what I've said is making sense. Differentiate between the blessings and the curses. Yah showed us blessings in the first 14 verses of Devarim. He showed us curses all the way down. These shall be the curses. If you don't own no land, what are you growing? What are you growing? You grow, well, this is the land here. No, there's no land there. You own nothing. You have no cattle. It's just like the one writes a post the other day. That preacher, have you thought about getting oxen? It would save you money. This is a silly boy. Can never plow oxen. Don't even know how to plow. And I guarantee he's a greasy, rolly thing. Won't even work. But don't tell me that knows how to farm. Already got the farm set up for the fall. Already discussing with my man what we're going to do, what's best to grow. Already, I'm next year ahead. You all don't have to be burdened down like that, but you should be. You should be. But he's going to tell me, diesel is how much is off-road is cheaper than, we're going to use our big tractor, Big Daddy. Isn't that nice, that planet you got out there? Is that a nice one? That's the baddest one in town. Yeah, we're going to use things like that. Let me move on. Sirach says, Sirach 26:14, a silent wife is a Nathan. She has been bestowed upon you. She is a gift of Yah. And there's nothing so precious as her disciplined nefesh. There's nothing, wives, listen. There's nothing more precious than you being disciplined and honorable to your husband. He is the rush, and the blessings of Yah will shower down upon you. You think you got to respond? You don't have to respond. Just be silent. You think you got to answer? You don't realize when you answer like that, you bring in a curse upon you. What is the curse? You're going to become even more defiant. You're going to become even more rebellious. You understand? That's what it's going to be. Yah has blessed this nation. He said, you're blessed. Don't be silly and do that. That's what he is telling us. We've had a curse for 400 years, from 1619. Well, he's a bad bonus, isn't he? That's cruel, isn't it? Show me a people that have been cursed like that. Show me Esau. You call the white man Esau, is he blessed or is he cursed? A people that curse YisraYah'ale, does Yah curse them? We're going to find out, you devils. You fools. I ain't backing down to no one, and I'm not being apologetic at all. My language is strong. Can I move on another further? This is what Yeshua says here in Yochanan. Listen to it. When he talked to the Samaritan woman, he says, and Yeshua said to her, if you knew the gift, the Doreach, is Yeshua the gift of Yah? Do we have him in me in all of my ignorance? I fall short every second. Every day I fall short. And you tell me that I'm cursed of Yah? You're stupid. There's an implication, and Yah lays out what he said. And everybody, you know, you're cursed. Yeshua said to that woman that you call the devil, that you call the white devil, he said, if you knew who I am, if you knew she was a heathen, you would call her that. She was not of YisraYah'ale. How do you say that? It just said, and Yeshua answered her and said, if you knew the Doreach, the gift, the presence of Yah, and who is it that says to you, give me some water? That's important. I want to give him some water. I want to show something. I want to show something that says, give me some water. You would have asked of him, and he would have given you the living water. I want that water. Give me some water, Yeshua. You're living on your mother's couch. You go to her faucet and get water. You can smell the chlorine, drugged out water. You can't even afford to buy her a filter and love her enough, but you are keeping all the commandments of Yah. You're keeping all the judgment, the statutes of Yah. You're living with your mother, and you will be surprised how many are that way. You will be surprised those that they wear their garm and they get on the corners. I don't have no problem with them doing that. I won't mess with them. You understand? That's the reason why I won't mess with them. Hallelujah. Not because I'm afraid of them, but that's the reason. You got all your garment. You got 10, 15 young men together. Half of them still live with their mama somewhere. Don't even have a place, as the old folks say, they can call their own. And you call your mother cursed and she's not blessed, but you're blessed. You cannot be keeping, listen, I want you to hear that. You cannot be keeping the commandments of Yah and not be blessed and say that the curse is on me. That's a lie. That's a lie. It's a flat out damnable lie. It's a flat-out lie. You've been taught lies. You've been taught wrong. Y'all said if you keep my commandments and you do the blessings, if you keep my commandments, and Shaul says you don't know this gift that you have and the power of this gift, not because you loved him, not because you cared for him, but he did it for you. And even when you fall short, he still holds you up. I'll get to a point today. I won't even get started on the main message. But I'm going to try to tie things into this as I teach during the week or when I can't teach, all right? Look what he says. If you had known the gift, is Yahshua a gift? Is he the gift of Yah? Is the Torah the gift of Yah? Is the Torah the gift? So you cannot have one thing and not have all the additives to it. All of this works together. Where does it begin? That's found in Yochanan 4:10. I want to show you where it began. Will you believe if I read the book? I know you will, son. You honor me just like I honor you. I don't dishonor you. And said to him the other day, I put my hand in his chest like that. I honor you just like I honor him. You're man to me. Talk to you like no boy. I don't talk to him with no little jilly talk like I talk to him. Talk to him like a man. That's what he is. Oh, you folks, he's a man, he's not a boy. He's a man. Will you believe if I read it? You'll somewhat know where it's at. Let me read this. I tell you, it's in Bereshit. It's in Genesis. Listen to this. This is what Yahweh, he called Avram. What he called that man. He's the avance of the multitude, all right, of nations. This is how Yah corresponded with him. Yah says, and I will make of you, he used the words gadol. I will make you great. I will make you abundant in number, wealth, substance. This is what Yah says to that man before he called him Avraham. He says, I will make you a great nation. There's a comma, and Yah says, I will bless you, and I will make your name great, and you shall be a blessing. Semicolon there, and you shall be a blessing. You understand? I'm going to bless you. You're going to be a blessing. YisraYah'ale, out of that one's loin, is a blessing. Listen to what he says. We're cursed because we're Hebrew Israelites, right? Listen. He says, and I will bless them that bless you. And those that bless, you're my hue in this nation. You say that you are the only Hebrew Israelites. You don't hear them talking about those in Britain or in Russia or another part of the country. I ask you, Hebrew Israelite, here it is, my great-great-great-granddad. I'm using this as an analogy. You all hear me? My great-great-great-great-granddaddy. Come on, hear me now. It was done through secrecy. He put 12 sons in a white gal. You call her Esau, the devil. He put 12 sons in them. And all the sons took upon that kind of creamish, tannish-looking skin. And all of them married white gals. And all of them had 9, 12 children. And out of the 9, 12, they all had 6 or 7 boys. And they married white gals. And those boys, and they married white gals. I know you don't want to hear it, you stupid fool. Let's get it real. They take upon the complexion, the one that is of the Caucasian. How would you know? You know he's a Hebrew now. By your determinology, right? Let's get real. Let's get down to the raw bill. You got those in the islands of Haiti. You got those in the islands of Trinidad, Tobago, Jamaica, whose skin is more fairer than hers. That didn't come around by 2 people, black as me or black as you. That skin color, what he got? Somewhere, something dropped in there. And you said, what you want to? Talk to me. And then you disregard that you are stupid and you are ignorant. You are stupid. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her color. Look at her color. Look at her complexion. Look at hers. Look at those little babies' complexion right there. Look at her father, his complexion. Somewhere there was some Spaniard blood there. Somewhere down there, some Indian blood there, as they would say, the Indian. Let's get real. So my great-great-great-great-grandpappy dropped 10 sons in a white gown. And all of them married white gal because they looked at them boys and said, boy, he's got some pretty skin. And all of them dropped babies in them. And them boys just had an affection for white women because the daddy did. Are they Hebrews? Are they Israelites? What are they? This is how you dismantle their theses. It's a stupid lie. It's one of the most stupid lies on the face of the earth. He scattered his people to every nation. They integrated with every society. They took about the same looks. How about that? Let me go a little further, okay? So Bereshit, it says, Yah says, and I will bless them that bless you. This is the promise to that man. And I will arah. Now, I don't want to get into the depth of the different meanings of the word curse. Yah used the words arah. He said, I will curse him. I will curse him. The white man has cursed the black people here in this country, haven't they? Well, how do I differentiate between the white curse because they have cursed us and me being cursed? Yah says, I will curse them that curse you. I will curse them that curse you. I will curse them that kala. What is kala? Those that white people appear take you as trifle. He means nothing over there. That's a curse. Yah says, because they curse you, I've cursed them. So who's cursed and who's blessed? Again, the question is asked. Again, the question is asked. Yah said, I will bless them that bless you. So as you Hebrew Israelites, differentiate between blessings and curses. Is the white man blessed? Hell, he owns all the land, all the banks, all the money, all the big buildings. So how do we quantify and quantify a blessing? You in the Baptist church of Mahil, you say you're blessed because you got Cadillac, Rolls Royce, and a big house. Now you must define things by Torah. So how Yah says, if a nation, a people, or a stranger bless you, I don't care what you've done, just know that you are my progeneration. I bless them. I don't care who he is. I don't care who he is. I will bless them. And the one that speaks to you with killa, say, boy, you can't come in here. Yah said, I will curse him. But yet, he still got the big house. He's still drawing in the money. You're still sleeping on your mama's couch, keeping the commandments. Which one is blessed and which one is cursed? You might as well talk to me. Does it make sense? You understand what I'm saying? I do. This is what Yah says to Abraham, to Abram. I bless you. Not just you, but your Zerah. I'm going to scatter your people. But wherever they go, the people that bless them, I'm going to bless them. So that the white man putting my forefathers in bondage for 400 years, which one is cursed? Which one is blessed? How do I know that I'm cursed? I eat well. I enjoy my labor. I enjoyed yesterday. I was hyperactive. Get that jockey. You better take care. Come on now. Got me some jalapeno peppers, and I was eating them like eat candy. I love jalapenos. I said, I want some pickle this year. I want them. I love me some pickled jalapenos. And I can just eat them things. I had to buy them, though. Yeah, I bought them. I ate them right out of the jar. Just lay me on, solder them down, and every time I bite a bite here, I want some jalapeno. They were nice and spicy, right kind of flavor. I'm going to grow me some. Grow me 10 plants, mild and hot. I want them pickled. We got a machine up there. The only thing I do is put them in there. You can make kraut. You can make pickling. That machine cost $500 way back then. Pickle me some. Pickle me some. Yah says again, and I will bless them that bless you. I will give them gifts that give you gifts. I will give them gifts that give you gifts. And he said, I will curse him that kala, that say that you are insignificant, you have no value, you have that. That's what ara, that's what killa is. Someone that man walking in the house and said, I don't need you. That's a curse. He said his wife insignificant woman you walking out, said, I don't need you, baby. You think I need you? That's a curse. We don't realize. I don't need you. I'm going to find me somebody else. You're bestowing a curse. What does the word curse? We'll get into that. I'll get into that deep next week. It means that the power of that begun to take prominent authority in their mind, and they think. You heard people say, I ain't nobody. I ain't going to be nothing. Because they have been taught, they have allowed that to consume their mental concept in their mind, and I will show you how that comes. I want to get to that today, and I want to show you how that comes about, all right? It's all in the book, all right? So if you being a nation of people, I don't care who you are, if you bless YisraYah'ale, Yah said, I will bless that people. Did he lie right here? That's Bereshit. I'll tell you what I'm reading from. Genesis chapter 12, verse 2. Genesis 12, 2 and 3. He said, and that I will curse. He said, you. And he said, and in you shall all families of the earth be blessed. Did he say all families? Would that just mean Yisrael? No. Because if my family, your family is different than my family. You being a Hebrew Israelite, I'm being one different. I bless you. I've come to meet you. I give you bread. And God's going to bless me. And because you're going to be a blessing to every nation. So let's differentiate. Tell me what is a blessing and what is a curse. The white man runs everything here. He owns all the land. Is he blessed or is he cursed? If he has kala you as a Hebrew Israelite, is he blessed or is he cursed? Are you cursed and he blessed, or are you blessed and he cursed? When a man blessed the nation, he blessed that man. When a family blessed the nation, he blessed that family. So show me the difference. Hebrew, Israelite, you're sleeping on your mama's couch. You're eating her bread. Yes, she eat pork chop. You ate it too. You're bounding under her laws, and you trying to set the laws? Mama, kick him out. Set the laws in my house. Nah, My mother quickly remind you, this is my house. Yes, ma'am. And I was going to leave your house because I can't abide by your rules, all right? And we'll depart on friendly ground. So I'm asking us, nation, how do we know the blessings of Yah? You work and you hate to go home because you're sorrowful. You're Hebrew Israelite. You keep the laws, the commandments, and statutes of Yah. You hate to see Friday come. The bill man do the rent man, the food. Come on, talk to me. Let's get real. You cannot establish something without having the foundation of Torah. It must come from this book. Yah said, I will bless them that bless you, Abraham. And in you shall all the families of the earth be blessed. Bereshit, Genesis chapter 12, verse 3. Genesis 3, verse 3. Genesis 12, verse 3. I want to read one here in the Brit Hadassah. This is what Yah says in the book of Luke. I want to read it quickly. Yeshua said, I want you to bless them, barak, them that katara, Kataraom. Kataraom. Kataraom is bless them that curse you. When someone says to you, you are, quote, good for nothing. When one tries to idle you and to say that you're insignificant, it implies that unemployed or inactive or you don't have the ability to do anything. You say what you want to. The Mexicans come here and they work the fields and they make enough money to send money back home, and they buy land. And mama back home and white back home, they're growing food. They come through a legal process and all of that. Let's just get real. They know they're working hard because one day they're going to see white because she's a strength. He does it because of the babies, because his children, he loves them. You got people coming from the islands, they work and send the money back home. They send it back home. They'll buy a house and rent out the top floor, the bedroom, the side room, and every room there is just to make ends meet. They do it all the time. Stop that. Buy a big old ragged house in New York. You keep enough heat just to keep them heat. This is your room, and you call that an apartment because you got a room and a bathroom, and you got to share the bathroom. No, they only do that here. No, they do that in the cities, all right? They do that in the cities. You don't set no rules in that house. You set it in that room that you call an apartment. Come on to my apartment, man. You may not even have your own little private entrance. Get out of here. You're a Hebrew Israelite. You're keeping the commandments. You're blessed of Yah. Are you cursed or are you blessed? So how do I measure your blessings? Your heart is sad. You're not content. You're not happy. You're upset when you come home. You're upset with your wife, your dog. You kick the dog's head off. You don't know how to say agreeable things to your wife. Man, you stop that bullshitting. You don't talk to your wife any kind of way. You don't say things, you misogynist dog. You deal with her according to knowledge. Wife, you shut your wicked mouth. Be quiet. I'm trying to make you a gift. I don't care if you don't like me. Period. Bless them that curse you, and pray for them that despitefully use you. Well, I don't know nobody that despitefully use me. I don't have to pray for that. I'm just being honest. Nobody using me. I don't know nobody cursing me. I don't know. Oh, preacher, I'm not here what to die. I don't even know you. I don't know you said it. So how do I pray? You get in my face and you think you're going to say that to me? No, you're not going to say it. You're not going to say it. So that prayer is valid. It's what YHWH commands us. I don't know nobody that despitefully used me. Well, the white man, am I cursed or am I blessed? We got cattle, we got goats, sheep, we got ponds with fish. The garden is teeming. I said to my Ishmael, I got that stuff marked out there. I say that big stuff out there that they call tranchuta, that is a cow that they eat all over the world. Portuguese and all over. I want some. Cow. Eat it. Raw. Anyway. Cook it. Soup. Make a cow pie. Make sure some peppers in that. I'll eat it. So where I have water to bathe, don't have a water bill. I got 5 wells. You said the same thing. I can go to his house and bathe if I don't have no water. Go down to his place. I can bathe. I eat well, and I sleep well. That's the gift. That's the great blessing of Almighty Yah. You understand? There are folks who live in cities, they can't even sleep. They got the bar down. Fire break loose, everybody burn up. You're a Hebrew Israelite, right? I'm a heathen. I'll take that. I live out in the boonies, as you would say. But if I want lamb's meat tomorrow, I can have some. Organically, freshly butchered, and I can cook it up myself. If I want some goat's meat, I looked at those cows yesterday, and Zucking, we got too many. I'm feeding them the green apple, and that big old bull, he's just as sweet as they come. He is. He's a nice boy. He's nice. I can feed him out of my hand. He's the only thing he's going to do is lick your hand, sippy. He's not going to bite your hand off. He's just as gentle as a kitten. He's a sweet boy. I like him. He makes some strong babies, and all of them are bad as they come. We're going to eat one of you all, maybe 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. I'm going to cook one of you all during tabernacle because I want to, oh, I got some recipes. I want to get back. Hallelujah. 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 I'm going to show you one more thing here. In Bereshit. Just listen. I want you to hear it. This is what it says in Bereshit. This is a promise to the Zerah of that man, to YHWH. I read it and see. You've read it before, all of you. But let me read it, all right? Yah says, as YHWH speak the blessing upon him. He said, let the people, the nations, obey. Let them serve you. And nations, or leum, the people. When Yah says, my people, he used the words am, like am. When he talks about YisraYah'ale, he used the words goyim, just like he talks about Gentiles and heathens, same word. When they become special, he calls them my people. That is am. Let the people, is what YHWH said to Yaakov, let the people serve you. And all nations, they shall bow down. They shall bow down to you. Be rulers over your achim, over your brothers, and let your mother's sons bow down to you. And then he says, curse be everyone that curse you. Are we YisraYah'ale? Are we YisraYah'ale? Are we out of the loins of Jacob? Hebrew Israelites now. This is the promise of Yah. He can only speak by the promise of that man. He said, curse me everyone that curse you. Curse me. So if the white man cursed me, and I'm a Hebrew Israelite, Yah said, curse me every man that curse you. So how do I differentiate between the blessings and the curses? Do I look at what the white man owns? He owns all the property, he owns all the stores, he prints out all the money, he owns all the gold. What is he? Is he blessed or is he cursed? Is he blessed or is he cursed? Is he blessed or is he cursed? Is the white man our enemy that has put us under great bondage? You say, yeah, put us here, all right, under the Spirit. There is nowhere I have a teaching on just that one word, Mizrah and Mizrayim, and I got over 100 pages. You don't have that. You may have 2 or 3 cue cards. You can't deal with me on no 2 or 3 cue cards, all right? All right. Let's get real. So Yah says, curse be, this is what Yisrael, curse be anyone. One to say that you're a killer, you ain't worth a damn, look at you, boy. Yet he got the big house on the hill. He got 500 cows, and I don't have no cows, but I keep the commandments. I keep the laws. I keep the Shabbat. I honor the Mo'adim. I honor it all. How do I define the blessings of Yah? And if I keep the commandments of Yah, am I blessed or am I still cursed? You, my Hebrew friend, you, my Israelite friend, you keeping the commandments and the laws of Yah, are you blessed? Write to me and define your blessings and show me how you are blessed. Or am I cursed? Well, then damn the blessings. If I'm cursed, regardless, if I keep the commandments and all of that, I don't want to keep any of them. The only way we're going to is Yah use the word Shema. You guard truth. That's what he said. His misruth, it is truth. It is his identity. You can no more keep the offering, quote, of sacrifice than I can, unquote. That's why Yahshua paid the price for us all. Not some faggot Jesus, but Yahshua HaMashiach. Not that faggot boy you find everywhere. That's a bona fide homo. He paid the price. It was by love that we had not earned. It was by favor we had not earned. All I want you to explain to me, Hebrew Israelites, how can I differentiate between the blessings and the curses? If a nation cursed me as a Hebrew Israelite, y'all said I will curse them. He only cursed me because I don't keep the commandments and do them. I'm doing the commandments. I'm observing the commandments. I'm observing the Shabbat. And when I fall short every hour of the day, I fall short. I embrace this truth and I make teshuvah. What is my blessing? What is the sign of my blessing? What is the sign of my riches? And if the white man is the cursed devil, show me his curse when he owns every damn thing. I own nothing. Don't own nothing. You see how stupid. You can talk that to juveniles, but you can't talk it to me. And those ones that are dumb, they think they're presenting, there are people come here thinking they're presenting something to us like we're stupid. As the old folks say, they didn't have a pot to piss in or when did they throw it out, but they know everything. We're not stupid. You go among any nation, you be quiet and just watch. Observe. There's nothing like a man that observes and watches. Nothing like that. I do things my way. You don't do things your way. You can't go to a job and do things your way. He can't go to that job and say, well, Master, I want you to go to Tennessee tomorrow. Well, no, I'm going to Raleigh. No. Nothing for Raleigh. Go to Tennessee, man. You'll go somewhere and the man, I want that tree. No, let me cut that. No. I want that one. That's so immature. Man, tell you I want you that's 8, so I get that 10. No. You get it 8. I'm going to break this thing down, all right? This is exhaustive teaching. You understand? I'm going to break it down for us, though. But you got to understand the minute details in order to understand the major things, all right? Hallelujah. He said, and curse be everyone that curse you, and blessed be he that bless you. That's in Bereshit 27:29. Is that promise same today as it was then? Is the promise the same? Is the promise the same? So if a man bless me, can't nobody bless me. If a man embrace me, I don't give a damn what color his skin is. I'm using this for an example. If a white man embrace me, and I watched them when we came here, I said to one, he said, I want to learn how to farm. I said, you can't. He said, I want you to teach me how to farm. I said, I can't teach you how to farm. I said, it's one of the first things I did when I came here. I wasn't arrogant or nothing. I went down in a place and nothing but white boys down there chewing, but they were not chewing back. They were chawing. They don't chew back down here. They chaw it. You understand? They were chawing back. And they had that stain on that lip. You know, they've chawed it for years. And they was old boys, and they all back then had on bib overalls. You understand? And they were chawing that back. And they all had a spit cup. And I said to them, how you do, boys? Talking like they would talk. And they didn't even move their breath from me. No, I wasn't even there. I wasn't offended because I'm bad to the bone. I'm a bad boy. You just don't know who you're dealing with. Even I'm a bad boy. You're going to talk to me. Next thing I said, boys, they all looked at me. Those old men in their 70s and 80s. I said, boys, can you tell me what is the best bean to grow here? Boy, them Kentucky Wonders. I didn't know what no Kentucky Wonder was. Boy, you can get them, you can grow them trellis or you can get the bush. I like the bush better because trellis you got to do some more work. The boy get some of them Kentucky, and boy, they began to just talk. Trove of information. Redneck hillbillies, they just began to talk. I didn't know that. Boy, where you live up there on that old soil up there, you got to put fertilizer on it now. But them bush beans, you grow some of them. Them ramen beans, I don't know what the ramen bean was. Grow them beans there. Who? I saw a white boy. I was down that old Fell store. I said, Fell, let me ask you a question. All I knew about reading about it, I had never done it. But I knew it could be done because it had been done. I said, drip irrigation and that black stuff what you call that? What you call that? Mulch, man. I say, who around here I can talk to? He said, there's the man right there, Mr. Cliven, big old tall man of my hue. Big old man, teeth missing out his mouth, but you would never know he got the kind of money he got. He got money. And I talked to Mr. Cliven. From that day, I called him Mr. Cliven. I didn't call him. He said, talk to Jerome right there. I said, Mr. Jerome Cliven. I said, Mr. Cliven, how you doing, sir? I'm doing all right. How you doing? And I just began to talk. He said, I'll show you what to do. He came up here that day with that big old master like we got up there. He laid down black mulch and drip for us. And I said, man, he laid that down. So I ran to try to catch him and pay the boys. He must have told him, you laid that down? Don't even talk to that man down there. Get out of there. Don't even let him talk to him. They laid that drip and all that down. That's what he did. That's what he did. Then pay my dime. I was one. Somebody was coming. No, you don't owe me nothing. Come on now. We do right by each other down in here. Okay, that's the motto. Then I'm not going to do anything any different. So what I do? We go and set accounts up in every place around here. Go charge something, go back to 3 or 4 days, pay them. And they could speak well of us. And one thing I can say, I don't know where they get the money from. They pay their bills, and that's a fact. They pay their bills. We ain't begging nobody. Mr. Ted Vick said, I can get you money. The state senator here, I said, we're not beggars, and we don't want one damn penny. That's what I said right in this thing. I put my note. Yeah, see, that's the blessings of Yah. They don't cause no sorrow. You sleeping on your mama's couch, and you tell me you're blessed of Yah, you're sorrowful. Stop that mess. Your little boy got your Jimmy suit on that doesn't even look nice. My wife made this, all right? I can wear them like you, but I won't. You got your Jimmy Jack suit on. Got a T-shirt cut I tore around, got some writing on it. Come on, young men. Come down here and work in the garden some. Pick some sweet potatoes and all of that. I get enough of you all, don't even have to buy that sweet potato picker with Big Daddy. Come on. Let me move on quickly because I got to find a place to stop because I want to come right back. Then let me show you. I want to show you us this. I got time. Now you got to hear me, all right? I wanted to start here, but I want to come to this part. Now I will tell you what I'm going to read from first, and then I will read and tell you what I read because I want you to hear me. I want us to look at this, the first curse in Bereshit. Genesis chapter 3, verse 14. I'm going to bring this home to you, all right? Genesis 3:14. You all got that? Torah, my friend. And Yah says to the serpent, was he a snake? Yes. Stop that. Stop it. Was he a lizard? What kind was he? So you don't know. You don't know. Be quick to hear, wives. YisraYah'ale, we are the wife of Yeshua, right? Be slow to speak. Now, you know I don't ask questions for you to answer. I'll break it down. I'll break it down, okay? I'll break it down. You saw to Nachash, Dani, the spirit, this vilified one, this one that had rebelled against Yah, he knew that it would speak to Adam. Who speak to you more than anyone? Do you talk to yourself? You ever talk? Come on, don't. You ever talk to yourself? You talk to yourself all? I know I do. You tell yourself lies. You tell yourself the truth. You make yourself think certain things. Well, this gotten too small for me. No. I've just gotten too big. I'm too greedy. So we talk to ourselves. That's what he's talking to. And he said, the serpent, I'm going to explain all things, unto Nachash, unto this wheel, this mind, this convoluted kind of idea we have. This one, that one, had rebelled against the authority of Yah. You've never done that, have you? You've never done that. You've never gotten upset with Yah. You've never rebelled. You've never gotten out of your place. And Shaitan moved from his place. He was not a lizard that is silly. This is what we've been taught, though. Using the hush. There's a fire will, a determination that opposes Yah. How do I know that? Because when I define words as we go, you'll understand. He said, because you have done this, he says you are cursed. Now there is the first time where the words ara, A-W-R-A-R, ara. I want to define it precisely in the Hebraic metrics. The sound and the meaning. This is what ara means. It is a word now that has come from a primitive roots. You understand that? It is like that one named the child Shemok Baka. Well, the primitive root of that name comes from a kinsman years back that one made. I'm just using that for example. So they took the Shemok, they took the Banka, they took the whatever, and they created a name. But that's not how it is with Ara. It comes from the primitive word, or the root of the word, or this primitive word is to extricate. I said to us, if we understand what extricate is, do we understand? I said, don't worry, I answered that. You all recall that? Now, this is what extricate is. It is to detest, to utterly detest. It is to abhor, to hate. It is abominable. Do you understand that? Do you understand? That's what it is. Yah says you should be an abominable. Our thoughts are vile. We should. Have you ever thought things that you should utterly despise? Have you thought things about one another that you utterly hate? I thought that or said that. Yeah, I don't even want to say that. He's dealing with nachash. He's dealing with a concept that we develop in our minds when we defy Yah. Had not this serpent or this one that thought he was gigantuous and huge, that's what the serpent means. That's what a behemoth means. It means that's why Yah gives descriptive nouns and verbs of that thing called the serpent. Not some little damn rattlesnake or some crawling on his belly. You'll understand. We've been taught those lies. You got a man that labors and works hard. You will know the truth. Not only does it sound right because it is right. He's talking to Nachash. Nachash. Yeah, does he see everything? Is he everywhere? So he could see the very slightness and the craftiness. Was not Shaitan the most subtle creature in the garden? He was the most subtle. So does that mean he was like a cow or the same shape of a cow? That's silly because Yah compares us. He compares us like a backslidden heifer. Are we heifers? But he calls us that. So don't be silly. Let me go a little further. Extricate. He says above all of the behemoth, above all of the large beasts, that's what he's saying. Because he thought it was larger. And that's what he's saying to us. Because we think we're greater, we're bigger than everyone. That's how, you see how he makes the comparison? You crawling on your belly, you're a low-lifted dog. You never heard that? I've heard women say to their husbands and men, you are a low-lifted dog. That's what they would say. Come on, YisraYah'ale, I've been around. I'm not a 17, 25, 40-year-old. I've been around. And they will say that. You ever heard that terminology? You no good liar. They would say he's a low life. You mean you never heard that? I have. All right, but still. Yah was saying to Nachash, you're a low life. The belly part, let's get to that. He says above all of the behemoth and above every beast of the field. That's Genesis 3:14. There's a semicolon there. And then he said, this is where we all get it wrong here. And that's what we've been taught, the lies. I've tried in all the years of my preaching to shape us to receive truth. Then he says here, he doesn't use the word vetam, but he says, and upon your gahun, shall you go, and thus shall you eat all the days of your life. Now, you know it can't be a lizard. That's stupid. You know it can't be a rattlesnake. Rattlesnake ain't eating no dust. The Komodo dragon ain't eating no dust. All he's got to do is just put a nick on you. A little bit of his saliva get on you. He'll find you 10 miles away. The rattlesnake crawling on that pile, he ain't looking for no trash. He's looking for big rats. They ain't eating no dust. Now that alone should show you that's not a snake. Show me one snake that eats dust. We butchered one. We killed one years ago. He was every bit that big around. Big. That big. I brought him home, make everybody look at him. My friend back there, his wife, she said, She got cold, not feet, but cold foot. I said, you coming. Look at him. He's dead. I'm holding him. But them boys are bad. You don't play with that. I know what I'm doing, though. I was trying to show a little form of gravity, but I'm He hits one that was big, and he was big. You know that he didn't get that size by licking no dust. He got that size by eating big rats. And then the old possum wasn't right. He'll take him down. You understand? That big boy there is eating baby possum, opossums, or whatever. Rabbits, too. He was a big boy. Big. So that alone should let you know this is not a creature or a something that eats dust. In the form of what we think is dust. And as Yah said that the things that are of residue have no value, this is what shall be the consumption. That is what Nachash is. It will eat lies and abomination and corruption. That's that mind. He was dealing with the mind. He was dealing with a mindset that produced a certain kind of pedigree, all right? I'll prove it out. He said, upon your belly. What is he talking about? Upon your belly. Now, nowhere I can recall all this, so I copied it. This word, what we call gahun, only twice, I'm a student, is it used in Torah. 2 times. Only twice. It derives from the word giach. Giach. And this is what the word giach means. I'm not just speaking some stupidity. I'm speaking from the annals of this book, from definitive, not from the English vernacular, but from the forefather of Abraham. You understand? The word giach, this is what it means. Now listen, when Yah says out of your belly, before I read this, I'm here in Bereshit, Genesis 3:14. Put your finger there for a moment. I would ask you one question, all right? I want you to turn to John the messenger, chapter 7 and verse 38. John 7:38. This is what Yahshua said. He that bleeds on me, as the king they saith. Does it say that? Yeah. Does it say that? Yeah. He says, out of his kuliach, belly, out of his heart. That's what kuliach means. Now look what he says. Out of his belly shall flow rivers, potamas. That means that out of the rivers there shall be nourishment and strength. Out of his belly shall flow rivers of good living water. Now, does that imply that rivers of water flow out of us? No, but it implies that. That's why Yah said upon your belly. You're sure the same phraseology to us. He said, out of your bellies, out of your potamas, shall flow the nourishment. What does it mean when he say potamas? He means your mind and your heart. When someone tells you you'll be nothing, you'll be nothing all your life. There are women that are so dismal because that's all they heard from their mother. My mother said that to my sister, you ain't going to be nothing. You say that to your daughter? I will, my friend, and you don't want to hear that. Go find you some other jackleg. You good for nothing. I hate you. It takes its tolls. You mess with the psyche. So Yah says, listen, now, I'm going to bless you. These are the blessings. Just obey what I say. But I've fallen. I know you've fallen. That's why my love is so great. I know you're going to fall. I'm just telling you how to do it. All right? Sacrifices and offerings have I not. I don't have riches. I don't have gold. But what I have, I give unto you in the name of YHWH HaMashiach. Come on, man. Come on. He said, upon your belly. So you think that a snake, he can't crawl, but so you think I'm afraid of that? His show said to me, I was coming out, I'm taking care of some things. I would run the green out before I come to prayer. She said, snake over there. I said, where is it? I don't talk to daughters, Where? She said, over there. I said, where? Over there by that? I said, okay. I told him. I said, okay, let me go. I don't want the snake to, I said, this is a black. I said, what color is it? Black and white? I said, okay, that's all right. I said, okay, but still, if nothing else, get him out of the way. Walk through that path, and your footsteps are not right. He'll mess you up. He's a pretty long boy too. He's about that long. For some reason, he was dead though. So I moved him out of the way. I dug a hole and put him. But you think, I don't care if it's a rattlesnake. Give me that shovel. Give me the hole. I'd rather have the hole. I'm not worried about him. I got him. I got the rattlesnake. I got the rattlesnake. I got him. Because if he crawled up like that, that's as far as he can go. I got a hole that long. I can reach your head, baby. I'm taking it off. So when I went to check on the snake, I said, well, I'll move it out of the way, just catch it. Like I usually do, take it over and throw it across the fence, let the young'un see it, and let it crawl down to the root. They catch mice and all that stuff. But it was dead. So I said, okay, I'd go into prayer. So I dug a hole right there and put the snake. That'd have been a copperhead, and he would have been. She said, it's brown, like, oh, let's get him. I ain't playing. I ain't not playing with no copperhead. Black snake, something like that. I don't have no problem. I catch him and let the young'uns play with him, and they all touch him. We used to do that all the time around here. Make them all. This is the kind you can play with. But if he bites you, he will make you sick, all right? He ain't gonna kill you. He'll make you sick. And so what Yah was saying, the spirit of Nachash, it had its root in thinking that I'm higher. I'm a Hebrew Israelite. Oh, stop it. You're still on your mama's couch, my friend. Your mama still cook pig foots. You have to leave the house until she eat them all up, you silly boy. And mama, she ain't doing no beef ribs. She like them pork ribs. Everybody like them baby backs. Stop it. They don't want them big beef ribs. They want the baby back pork ribs. You with me? Stop it. They want pork chops and pig feet and pig head. All of that. So you got to leave house. You call mama a cursed thing, but you're living with her. You say you keep the commandments of Yah, you keep them all. Can Yah lie? He cannot, can he? Yah said if you do this, the blessings will come. Did he not say that? Did he not say that? So you tell me that I'm caught under the same kind of yoke of curses that everyone, that even have cursed the nation. Yah did not say if you're walking right, every nation that curse you, Yah said I will curse them. And every nation that bless you, I don't care how rotten you is, it's almost like a mother. That's my baby, and I'm telling you, I will spank his butt. But hold on now, don't you touch my baby. Come on. Yah said I know they're hard-headed, but they're mine. I'm going to whip the hell out of them. That's a fact. Is it making sense, my son? I know it is. Let me move a little further here. He says, I want to finish with this words, giach. This is what giach means. From this primitive root, this is what the word of galum, gahum, belly, gahum. Not betem, but gahun. It comes from this root. It has its definitive attributed to giach. It means to burst forth. And upon your belly, he means you're going to burst forth, to draw forth, to break forth. It is a primitive root, to gush forth as water. Let me go back now. Let me go back to John 7:38. He that believes on me, like the Kitve says, out of his belly, does it say that? Out of his belly shall flow rivers, paramos, nourishment, feed, substance for what? His nephesh shall flow rivers of living water. Yah says upon your belly. Twice it's only used. I've searched the ramification of this book. I have. Only 2 times. I've searched the lexicon, the lexical. I've searched the Greek. I've searched the Hebraic, the Ugaritic, if it's there. I've searched them all. The Ethiopic. Twice is this word ga'un found. And its primitive definitive is from giach, just like ach, gi. You call ghee, what do you, the liquefied butter, they call it ghee. That's what they call it, right? In the islands, they call it ghee. Come on, talk to me, you islanders. It is to burst forth, it's to gush forth as water. Now you see the parallel here. Yah says you're going to crawl on your belly, but you're not going to be able to pour out this kind of depth. We that believe on YHWH out of our bellies. Now how does a snake gush water out of his belly? Come on now. And the general to issue, to break forth, to labor, to bring forth. You got to labor to bring forth. A woman got to labor to bring forth, right? You got to labor to bring forth, to draw up, to take out. That's what Yah says unto Nachash. And that's the only way Nachash can come. It must be in the nephesh, embedded in the belly, or the nephesh, or the betem, or the ga'un of one. It must be here. This is what nourishes you, the Nachash. The lies, the corruption, the filth, and this is what nourishes you. Your pride and all that. That's what Yah is saying. That's what He sent to that spirit. That's what He sent to Hashatan. I knew you couldn't take me down in the kingdom. I knew you could not. You have tried to exalt yourself above my mouth. You can't do that. And I knowing you can't do it, I still let you do it. And I brought you down to the side of the mountain. And I'm going to establish my testimony on the side of the mountain too. We're going to establish the curses on Ebal, and we're going to establish the blessings on Mount Gerizim. Ebal was a mountain that was bare and all that. That's why we are bare. We don't have nothing. You Hebrew Israelites, but you look bare. You're broke at everything. You spend half. We give all here. But we live well. We eat well. We go into the dining hall, and we're going to eat well. We live well. We sleep well a lot. We can bathe anywhere. They pay all of this money, and what they call leaders live well. I live like you live. I sleep like you. I eat like you. Yah bought me some habanero red pepper. I want some hot peppers. I'll do that, all right? Hallelujah. Let me get back to this, all right? You don't understand these things by reading because that's all you do. You don't even have a dictionary so you can kind of look up words and see what you don't even do that. You don't do it. Stop it. And the ones that do it is just all show and tell. There's nothing there, no substance. When a man knows that he has broken the 100-meter run, you see a strength in that man. When a man knows what he got, you can't back him down. All right, wake up, wake up. You'll be all right. Give me a few more minutes, all right. Now, I want to show you what this word, giach, is used. I want to show you. Quickly, I want you to go to Job. This is the mastery of Yah. As he questioned Job. And Job thought he was going through something greater than anyone. Had not seen the traumatic of Yah that he had to suffer this thing. This cherub that he entrusted to guard his throne with the beautiful sounds of melody. And so Job, in all of his frustration, Yah asked him a question here in Job 38:8. He asked him this, or who shut up the sea, or who shut up the sea with its doors? Who shut the sea up? It doesn't go overboard. The doors of the sea, Yah said, who shut the sea up? when it break forth, who shut the doors? Now this is what the belly, when this nahash break forth like waters of rivers, the door must be shut, and you must grab hold unto the commands of Yah. You understand? You understand? That's what he's talking about. That's why Yah hide things, because he know you're going to just read. That's what you're going to do. Read, 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 read. It's almost like you're reading novels and storybooks. The one you just read doesn't settle. You read another one. It's foolishness. See, this is the word, son. I know what I'm saying, okay? He says, when they break forth, that's what diach is, to break forth. And out of your belly shall flow. It shall flow, it shall break forth rivers of living water. So if I'm a true Hebrew Israelite, walking in the commands of Yah and keeping the Torah of Yah, I'm blessed. And out of my belly doesn't flow this nachash, but out of my belly flows nourishment and nutrients for my mind, for my nefesh, for my life. And I look like a strong man. I walk like a strong man. I walk like a healed man. I walk like a man of substance with not a nickel. When I say this to us, listen. I say I can go to meeting with the only reason they will know Mr. Trump or Mr. Obama, because of whom they are. But let them have no name like me, any of them. Let's go in the same meeting. You dress your way, Mr. Obama, Mr. Trump. I will dress my way. And I will look just like this with my beard. I will look like this. And I will guarantee you. And if I was a gambler, I would bet the place. I will get more observation than Mr. Obama. I will get more recognition than Mr. Trump. And that's a fact of the matter, because we are the people that have the Berakaya, the presence and the gifts of Yah. We are crazy as they come, because we don't want to be taught. The word gear. So Yah hard words, because he know that he's lazy. All he's going to do is just talk, and try to talk loud, think he knows something. I will shut you down, little man. You're going to be quiet. Shut your mouth. Big man, be quiet. Talking loud and saying nothing. He asked him, when the rivers break forth. What rivers? The rivers of our Betem. That river. The rivers of living water shall break forth. The potamos. The rivers of life that nourish. What's not in the river? You don't have to eat nothing but what's in the river. In the waters. You can eat the plankton. You can eat everything you need from the river. You don't need no cow meat, but cow meat is nice. Not cow with some cow meat. Hallelujah. He says, as it has issued out of the womb. That's what this word implies. And so Yah is saying, upon your belly, those issues and what you bring forth, he says, you shall go, and there will be nothing. Dust cannot nourish you. In my days in the country, my grandmother, they would get that red dirt, clay. Yeah, we had red dirt hills back there, and they baked that stuff, and I loved it. I would eat it all the time. We didn't realize the nutritional values of that, because that's all they knew. We get that old red dirt. Granny said, go to that clay hill. My mother said, go to that clay hill, boy, and get me some dirt. Yeah, okay. We got so fancy that we would put some, my grandmother dipped 2 grove snuff. We would mix that. Okay. And put that 2 grove snuff in there. And we just have some of that dirt in there. Don't taste as bad, but yeah. That's not Granny. Granny, you didn't see that thing in her lips. She put that snuff in there. Tube grove. And so we'll pull this tube grove in there. We're going to be going up there, and we spit that stuff up. Yeah. And of course, don't let it go down in your bedroom there, okay? So everything, it is not simply an allegory, it's truth. Do you understand what I just read? Are you seeing that? Because there is no, out of our belly shall flow the nourishments and the truth. And we true Hebrew Israelites, out of our belly flows the testimony of YHWH. Because we cannot keep, per se, words of his mitzvot. But because of his great love, and we understanding that that testimony, we honor that and we work on that. We work toward that. We fail every second. We get there. We get there. So he said, Hasatan, he says to the serpent that Nahash, it can't feed you. Your lies, your corruption can't feed you. Those lies and that subtlety of your ignorance, it can't feed you. It can't feed you. But the testimony of Yeshua and the laws and the Torah of Yah, it feeds us. It makes us strong to keep walking in the way. Do you understand? It's simple. You either bless by keeping what Yah says, and the word Shema means to guard. That's all we do, we guard. We know we can't murder our neighbor, so we don't go killing nobody. We don't create no havoc with no man, because all the lies within us, we live at shalom with every man, but especially among YisraYah'ale. So I don't have to worry about praying for those that curse me. I don't have to worry about it. I don't know nobody that's cursed me or despitefully used me. Ain't nobody done me wrong. Nobody's done me wrong. Nobody's done me wrong. I don't know nobody, people I know. So I can only pray for those that I know that have done me that way, all right? So that's the words Gia. One more place quickly. Here in Psalms Tehillim. That's in Ejob. No, let's go back to Ejob. Ejob 40 and 23. He's talking about this behemoth. Now, my friend said it was a snake. Now, no. That's not a snake, my friend. It's a spirit. It's Nahash. Look what Yah says in Ejob 43:20. He gives us the example of the serpent, Behemoth. He gives an example of Nahash. You can talk all day long, that spirit you're not going to satisfy. He says it in Ejob 40:23. He gives us his identity. Behold, he drinks of a river. Now, come on. Ain't no snake drinking up no river. Do you hear me? Out of our belly shall flow rivers of living water. You understand? So he can drink up all the nahash, all the lies, all the corruption. This is what God said now. He has no fear of his lies and corruption. He trusts, he believes, that he can he can draw up Jordan with his mouth. In essence, what does Jordan represent? The life source of the nation. He believes that he can drop all YisraYah'ale. He believes he can curse all of them. He believes he can take them down. He think out of his mouth, out of his nahash, out of his lies, out of his talk, he think he can bring us down. But we ain't coming down. The promise was unto that man, Abraham, we ain't not coming down, nation. We ain't not coming down. And so he give us the prototype of this nahash. You understand, nation. You're not the true Hebrew Israelites. We are YisraYah'ale. You must understand the blessings and the curses. You can't, my friend, listen to me, fight me. I'm an excellent fighter. And in my days, I would have knocked you out. You must differentiate between the blessings and the curses. You are Hebrew Israelite living next door to man that despises Yah, doesn't even serve a God. You're serving Yah with a tremendous honesty and honor. You are broker than him. He cursed you, yet Yah said, I will curse him. Come on, man. You got to move back in with your mama. So how can I know what I'm blessed of Yah? I eat well. And I said to him, Rafid, I want you to take mine. I had left from yesterday. I'm going to eat that today. Yeah. Hallelujah. I'm wore out. I am wore out. You understand? You don't talk like this. And he felt the virtue go out of his body. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. One more place here. Now this is how America talks. That was found there in Job 40:23. Quickly, let me speak to this Tehillim. Tehillim, Psalm 22:29. 22:29. This is Dawid in the midst of all of his great agony. He's complaining. He's discouraged. But the word Giyah, this is the place that is found here. And no other place, all right? Dawid says in Psalms 22:9, but you. Is he talking to Yah? He said, but you are he that Gia took me out of the womb. You come forth, did you not? That's what the word Gia means. It has to come forth. Out of a snake on his belly, ain't nothing coming forth out of him. What comes forth out of those that are filled with the Hajj, it is a violent crop vial that comes out of them. You hear what he says now? He says to Yah, but you are he that took me, or giak me out of the womb. You did make me to what? Trust. To botak when I was upon my mother's breast. How? No, Yah made him to trust. Yah made him to trust. He didn't know what a breast was. She doesn't know what a breast is. You didn't know what a breast was, and I didn't know what a titty was. Understand that? But Yah made us to trust. He made us, he innate us with that to trust upon that titty. Mama could lay down, you could suck a titty, and you didn't drown. The wall, the milk didn't go down the wrong place. You could suck the titty in the wall, and the milk went right. He made you. See, he made us. That we will spring forth. That we will spring. Why the titty milk? Because it sustains. And it gives life. And that's why Dawid said, you make me to trust you because you took me from the womb. You caused me to spring forth. You caused me to come forth with life. That's what it is, nation. And so Yah is saying to this serpent, he said to him, you're going to be cursed. There will be nothing that spring forth out of you. There's no life. There will be no water that you can spring forth and seduce and draw my people under because I have a testimony. That's sure. We're Hebrew Israelite. You are. I call you Hebrew Israelite. I'm nothing. Tell me the difference between the blessings. How do I know that I'm cursed or I'm blessed? That's some folks they call poor white trash. I don't live like them. That's right. I was sent to my issue and I said to Agmakos yesterday, you all heard of this man. Give me a few more minutes. This is important, all right? You got to learn how to forbear, Yah. Mr. Bourdain, he committed suicide the other day. Real known, reputable chef. Everybody loved him. Everybody's crying almost like he was the president. Well, last week, what was her name? Kate or Kathy something? The designer, she killed herself. So I'm an inquisitive person. So I began to look at the deaths. Can I tell you something? They will blast the damn television, newspapers, which is wrong in the sense that those young men in Chicago killed themselves the way they killed themselves, or Detroit, or Charlotte, Atlanta. The data is not thoroughly furnished for 2017, all right? You always be a year and a half, 2 years behind. You won't get 2019 data for anything in America until 2019, about midsummer. But during my research, that's the kind of person I am. Let me tell you this. In the year 2016, there were more suicides than all the homicides in America. Double. For every one that was killed, there were 2 people that killed themselves. There were 1 million that tried to kill themselves, but they couldn't do it. Now listen, I'm not killing myself because I'm a coward. I'll confess my sins. And the states whereby I know many would say, see, the white man, he's going to get his just due. That ain't no just due. The places where they kill themselves, 23% of all homicides are ex-military men and women. The states with the highest suicide rates. West Virginia is nothing but poor white folks in West Virginia. There are nothing but poor white people in West Virginia. Ain't no black people living in Montana. 1 or 2. Hercules said to the white man, where are the brothers? He said, you be it. Ain't no more brothers but you. Are they cursed? Well, the Hebrews are, you Hebrew Israelites, you taking the rod, boom, 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 boom. You shooting each other. So which one is worse or better? Nevada, those states, Arizona, they kill themselves. And most of the ones that kill themselves, white men. It's fact of the matter. There were more suicides. I'm not making up nothing. You can find this out. White men killed themselves. I ain't killing myself. I'm too fearful. I don't have that authority. Nahash, that violent thing, that enterprise you that rise up in your mind that you think you know and you don't know. One more, I want to read this, and I'm going to pick up on next Shabbat. Let me read this quickly. This is from YHWH, Ezekiel 32:2. Yah prophesied, speaks by the Nabi, the fall of Misraim. You Hebrews say this is Misraim, this land. Misraim was Misraim. That's what it was. That there was a spirit of Babel that permeates the whole world. But this nation here is not Babel. It is not Babylon. You have the same spirit. Ain't no me. I got the same spirit. It's a nutty nation. If we go with that definitive Babel, stupid. It's confused, isn't it? Yes, it is. Let me read this in YHWH. This is what Yah says, 32:2. Son of Adam, I want you to take up a lamentation for Pharaoh, king of Misraim. Now this is Egypt. They were not in bondage there. This is the prophet. He's telling him. And say to him, listen now, you have been like a young a lion. Does that mean he was a lion? That doesn't mean that that was a serpent. He said, you have been like a young lion of nations. You have been bad. You have had no care or thought. You had no fear. And then he says to him, and you are as the whale. They ain't nothing like the orca. They call him the killer whale. They kill in packs. They will kill you. They will kill you. They will kill the big fight. And they like to play and toy with those that they're going to kill. They let the little babies kill it so they have food. He said, you've been as a whale in the sea. All of this has beautiful connotation. And one day he'll be able to teach it to us. And then look what he says. This is what he's talking about. He's talking about a nation now. He says, and you come forth, Giah. You come forth with what? Your rivers. And out of your belly shall flow rivers of living water. Out of your pathos, out of your belly, out of that shall flow the source of life and strength. The testimony of Yahshua. Devil, you servant of hell, you cursed thing, you're going to crawl upon your belly. There will be nothing of substance. You will have nothing to strengthen your hand, to strengthen you. You Hebrew Israelite. You sleeping on your mother's couch. You calling her devil, and your brothers, they eating pork. You keeping the commandments. You honoring them with everything. Differentiate and show me the difference between her being cursed, you being blessed when you're living with her. You're silly little boys. You are silly little boys. And you're silly old men. Fact of the matter. He says, and trouble the water with your foot. And then he said, you are the one and foul. You're the one that rafas. You trouble the river. Then he says in verse 3, this says the sovereign Yah, I will therefore spread my rashid. I will get into the depths of that rashid, the net. Don't you know that the words ara kililala, it defines the net that is set, the curse, all right? We're going to deal with every aspect of it. I got too much, I can't do it now. All right? He says, you have spread forth your net over you with a company of many people, and they shall bring you up in my curse, in my net. He said, I'm going to bring you up. I got you. You're not getting by. And I got you. Period. The curses. If I'm a man and I honor Yah and obey my skin hue, you tell me that a curse is upon me? That's not what the book is saying. He shows them these are the blessings. Now just do them. Now if you don't do them, these are the things that are going to happen. Your land won't produce. Well, hell, we're eating more than we can eat. You can't eat all that green stuff out there. And she, the green factor, she can eat it all. Eat it. So what is the demarcation, my friend, between the curse and the blessing? I live next door, I live here, and there are farmers around here that are millionaires. There are farmers around me that are millionaires. You understand? Who's cursed? If a man cursed the nation, will he be blessed or cursed? If a man bless the nation, makes no difference who he is. Gentile, stranger, whatever. Will Yah not bless him? He can't lie. By his immutability, he can't lie. You say you keep the Torah of Yah, then you should be blessed. And you congregations that call yourself Hebrew Israelites, if you men stop taking all the monies and living in $1,000,000 houses and putting your children in special schools, and you don't even trust your own Hebrew community to educate your sons and daughters, you damn devils. You don't even trust them to educate your sons and daughters, you wicked devil. You are nothing but a damn devil. And the ones you call the devil, you put your son under that jurisdiction and authority, go to hell, all of you. I mean what I said, and I don't bow down. Hallelujah. These are evil individuals. They're evil. They're evil. Those fake Jews don't send theirs there. Go to New York. They got their own police force, and they're fake Jews. I don't call them fake Jews. They're Jews. They're just not of Yah. They're not just the Yahudim. I'm not a Jew. You can be one. There's no Jew. There's no Jew. Devils. I'm saying this because I want to fight. Bring it on. You got to be a coward if you can fight, man. As we were singing, quote, I said the way we were singing, quote, God doesn't want no coward soldiers. I'm good. So ours ain't no coward. I'm ready to fight. Bring the sword. I will cut your beanie head off. Leave the riches of your rest upon you. I'm hungry. I will cut your beanie head off. I will cut it off. I will take this word, and when I'm finished with you, you won't be able to think, you won't be able to function, and you won't be able to eat. Hallelujah. How about that? I ain't backing down. Bless you all. Let us stand up. Come on. I'm hungry and tired, ready to eat. In all things we do, Barak Ar Abba, bless your nation, your people. Keep us all steadfast. In Yahshua's name. Hallelujah. 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 Yabrak nation. And go out. Hallelujah. Huh?